What's up, everybody, and welcome to Flagrant 2. This episode has been brought to you by Full Sack, okay? When you find out who our guest is, you're going to completely understand why Full Sack is going to get you the biggest nuts that you've ever busted in your life. Yes, you think I'm joking. No, I'm being 100% serious. Completely natural supplement. It has been tested and has produced 74% on average more cum. 74.
It's a real number?
74%. Yes. Okay? 74. Paint your girl or your shower curtain. Whatever you want, go and fucking paint with Full Sack. Okay? Completely natural, no unpleasant side effects. Fill up those balls. It's fullsack.net. FOLSAC.net. You use the coupon code FLAGRANT2 for a special 20% off. Okay? Do that right now. You go get it. Now, before we start the show with our illustrious guests, we got some dates coming up right now. You could catch me, Palm Beach, one night only, October 26th. Then I'll be going out to Cali. I'll be in Chico, California, the 1st of November. Then the 2nd and 3rd I'll be in Sacramento. 2nd sold out, 3rd early show sold out. I think there's a couple tickets left for the late show on the 3rd. Then we're coming back. We'll do the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk, Connecticut on the 14th of November. Then the Wilbur Theater in Boston. First show sold out. 2nd show, got some tickets left. Get that. And then we're doing Town Hall, New York. First show sold out. 2nd got a few tickets left.
Hell yeah,
man,
yo.
we cooking, baby. And then we got some more dates at theandrewschulz.com. Go check those. Akash.
November 7th through November 9th, I am in San Diego at the American Comedy Club. Come through the next day. Tempe, Arizona, I'm at the Improv. November 10th, go to that. After that, on November 14th, I'm in Hartford at the Funny Bone. And then Big Desi Energy is getting Desi for real. I'm going to be in Mumbai.
Oh,
hey,
December 19th, 20th, and 21st at the Habitat Comedy Club in Mumbai. Come through, yo. Let's do this for real.
Sick, man.
Duce Palooza dates, Atlanta, Georgia. We going to the Masquerade November 2nd, 2019. Get your tickets there on DucePalooza.com/tickets. Los Angeles, California. We're taking over the Palladium on November 8th, 2019. And just announced today, the biggest Duce Palooza ever. I'm not going to be able to say exactly where it is yet, but you will know very soon. December 13th, 2019, Brooklyn, New York. Get your tickets. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Okay. Let's get the show started.
Let's get it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Flagrant 2, No Easy Buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. I'm Andrew Schulz. I'm here with Akash Singh, Real Life Kaz.
Yo.
We got Alex and Eden on the ones and twos, and a very special guest.
Special guest.
Jessa Rhodes is in the building.
Welcome.
What do you want to go by? Porn star? What is the common term? Internet personality, featured
adult
dancer.
First off, though, you gotta call me. You gotta.
What is this new
Damn
shit?
it! I knew you were gonna call me out on
Not
that.
vegan. What is it? No, not vegan.
I prefer the term professional cum guzzler.
Professional. Set the tone early.
You know, just come straight out with it. Just call it what it is. Call it spade a spade.
Now, I'll be honest. I don't research videos before we have guests in the industry come.
Same.
So I've only seen one.
I'm like, I don't believe you.
No. I've seen two things, right? I've seen
saw the Instagram. I
of
didn't see the
you.
work.
I've seen one of you, and it was a scene where like you're in a shower and someone is like kind of like watching you in the shower, and then they like come in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
First of all, that's a little uncomfortable. As like I'm already like watching you, and then there's like a moving camera that makes you feel like a real fucking creep. You're like
voyeur,
sneakily comes in with it. I was like, dude, this is too much. This is too much. So
Okay,
then he joins.
so what? Let me ask you. We're gonna flip this around.
Yeah. Take control, Jessa.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of porn do you guys watch?
Oh,
I'm always curious because
there's one.
Just one.
Just one. And that was one of my questions for you today. Have you met Rick from Backroom Casting Couch?
Rick from Backroom Cast? No, I have not.
Why are you acting like you don't know who he is? He's
No,
the
I actually
goat.
don't.
Fucking man.
I actually
You
don't.
don't
I'm
know
about
Rick
to like.
from
You've seen these.
backroomcastingcouch.com.
For as long as I've known Andrew, he's loved this
This man, say it.
Yeah,
this man
this dude.
and his fucking regular penis, dude. This is Rick's dick. It is a 3/4
Such an
Poland
average man that
Spring.
makes
It
you
is
feel
so
great.
average, but he does
Product placement.
I wish we got that Poland Spring money. I wish.
Drew.
Yeah.
Write the check. Write the check.
Vein.
What? Oh no, yeah, I can draw his dick. I can draw the veins in his dick.
I need to
know
get
it.
you some more spank bank material.
No. I have it all. I've seen it, and I
We all
went
got
through
the
it.
internet.
Yeah.
right?
You don't knock that.
Oh God!
There's porno out there.
Years still trading tapes.
If
You
you
haven't
know,
even
if you know the veins on his cock, sir, that's taking it
It's
a
one.
little
It's a
too.
big-
It's
wait,
just
one.
one.
I think
And
he
it
loves
forks.
it for a different reason.
It forks like the Thames River.
Oh dear God! it's
Thames
That's
River.
what Tyler told
You
me,
New
sir.
York fucking.
What is it called?
It's the River Tim, not the Thames River.
Americanized it, bro. It's Columbus
That's what I was
Day.
thinking. I was
You
like,
New
get
York
with this
son.
shit.
You New York.
The
Like
River
construction
Thames.
boots
That's
in
the
the
French
water?
one, right?
It's the river you take to the Bronx when you want to go stomp somebody out.
the
the Thames
Thames?
River.
Tell me
I'm
more.
saying the Thames River.
I have a body. I'm trying to figure out where I need to hide it.
Okay. So here's the thing.
What's the thing, Andrew?
Now, your porn, I'm not going to lie, it's way more elegant than Rick's, right? Because Rick...
That's probably why I haven't shot for him.
There you go.
No.
Standards, levels,
Here's
my friend,
why.
levels.
You are known as a porn star. You are, and I researched,
you.
12-time AVN nominee.
Oh.
Oh, nominee.
Hasn't won.
Yes, I have. Yes, I did.
You did?
This year. I've won Best Supporting Actress for X-Biz, Best Body for Night Moves.
Award winning, motherfucker. Goddamn.
And actually,
you need to do more research.
I just added another to the shelf. I just won Adult Feature Entertainer of the Year for the Exotic Dancer Awards as well.
Whoa! I
So-
might start whacking off now.
Thank you. If that's what it takes, I mean, goddamn.
That is award winning fat.
Always.
Damn it.
What's the best supporting actress in a porn?
Son, that was my question as well. What makes you support and not the main? Is it who gets the nut?
You know, usually we like to share.
It's
It's
a
a
good
little thing
question.
called baby birding, but
Oh, God.
Hold on. What is
I
baby
actually-
birding?
You know how
What?
birds eat food?
yo,
With
okay,
the beef.
tell Rick he's got to step his game up a little bit if you don't know what baby birding is.
I don't know what baby bird is.
When a
Hold
adult
on,
bird.
why are you telling me when the bird can tell me herself?
Well,
I'll just
go right
spit in
ahead.
my mouth and I'll show him.
Hold on, what is it? What is baby birding?
It's when one girl catches the cum and then spits it in another girl's mouth. Baby birding.
That really sets you up, huh?
That's just like fun.
Yeah,
That's not
thank
like-
you. Thank you.
Wait a minute. So like
This
We have a
Girls for these
divided
things.
table, people.
okay, so the first girl gets the cum, and then the other girl feels left out.
Right.
So there's like a socialist system
100%.
where the
Well,
resources
it's more
are
of a,
divided.
it's actually more like communism. You
It
see
is,
that we
right.
share everything.
Everything equally.
Equally. Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's
dude,
communism
porn
in
is
an
really
ideal
on the
world.
next.
Yeah.
Dude, so who started that? Like Elizabeth Warren?
Who?
Oh, gosh.
She's the president.
That was the perfect response. Oh,
No, I'm terrible. You know
That's what I needed.
To be honest,
that's
I
my type
haven't.
of adult
She's
star.
catching
Damn
that.
it.
No, you know what? The one thing I haven't kept up with lately is politics because it honestly just makes me fucking depressed.
It
And
makes us all
my
depressed.
brain already goes to a very dark place.
Yeah.
I have to take shrooms to deal with like addiction and trauma and like.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah,
You
I love it.
microdose?
I microdose, but I also do like once a month. Like I've done like ayahuasca and like I only fuck with plant medicine, but mostly I really hate watching the news. So
Yeah.
things like that. Like I know what's going
Yeah.
on in China right now and things like that, but I'm not like I don't know like politicians by name necessarily.
You know more than
So
most of the NBA at that point.
Exactly.
but yeah, so excuse me for not knowing who Elizabeth Warren is, but
Okay.
I will make sure to Google that.
Back to
when I
this.
leave.
So this has been decided, and don't get me wrong, your porn next level. Cameras are way better. There's actual cameramen that are holding the thing.
Yes.
Rick has tripods and he holds his own.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Your work actually employs people.
yeah, no, you're helping the economy, right?
There you go.
Here, I'm going to move that
Oh,
a
sorry,
little bit
my
closer.
bad.
No, this moves to you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
come to me.
here's the thing.
There you go.
I have to admit, what Rick has, authenticity, man.
Right. Well,
He has this authenticity that like draws you in. Like, and I'm going to be honest with you, 100%.
It's like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker porn.
He is Joaquin, bro.
dude,
realistic.
don't ruin it for me. I really want to see that.
It's so believable. Like, even like for example, if I saw you in a Rick porn, I wouldn't believe it.
No.
You're too attractive. He has a level of girl
Right.
that is like, it fluctuates from like 6 to like almost 8.
Like
right?
they're if you went into a bar and you
eight's like
tried,
stretching
you know
it.
that you'd probably make it.
Oh, more than that.
Right.
Wait for it. They need that money.
Every girl who's ever shot for Ricks is like, oh.
They need the
Yeah.
money bad.
Yeah.
They need it.
Okay, so
And he
I
doesn't
get
let
what's
them
going
forget
on.
it.
He gets off on
Authenticity.
the desperation.
Yes.
He can
Or that.
smell it.
I mean, it just,
Yes.
I call it
Smell it.
authenticity. You call it desperation. Feed me, baby bird. Feed me.
Oh, you sick son of a bitch. Do you like it when they cry a little bit too? Because that's totally my
God.
thing.
And like get emotionally
That's
cry.
your thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait,
I love it.
wait. Go on that.
Oh, gosh.
Are there's like crying?
I'm just kidding. I'm not that sick. Come on, guys. Like,
I wouldn't judge.
I'm just, yeah.
Dude, that's the best lube. Are you kidding? Just a little bit right here to get to the.
He wants authenticity. There's nothing more authentic than
authentic.
human emotion.
Authentic. No, but I will say though, like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
From my website, which I just bought back and we're gutting it right now and like putting a bunch of cool stuff on it.
Yeah.
I want to start shooting more POV, more like regular stuff that people can like relate to. Like the glamour porn's cool and stuff, but people typically like one jerking off to POV and to the scenario that's like realistic.
I watched something on your
glossy.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Too glossy. I don't
Watch
like
something
that.
because we get reached out, by people in your field, and I'll be honest with you, not every person I want to talk to because I don't know if every person has an interesting story.
Right.
You know about us from Lisa.
Oh, shout out Lisa.
The best,
The
so
big
much
homie.
fun. I'm watching through your Instagram, doing like a little Instagram research, and there's two things that came to mind. There was one thing that I thought was funny. It was like a bet you had with some guy.
The furry.
What was it?
Was it a panda head?
Something like, and if he won, then he had to do what?
Yeah, so basically, one of my friends we were filming some content, and we found this panda head in his house, and we were like, oh, well, instead of doing something boring, like let's do some fun like game type thing. So we played ping pong, and I don't remember exactly how it worked, but basically I lost, and then I had to fuck him with the panda head, or like blow him or something like that. And if I won, he was gonna have to give me an hour foot rub.
See,
So we like
that's
to keep
sort
it
of what-
interesting.
I was invested.
Those levels are.
But listen, it was back to like the authenticity thing. It
Yeah.
was like, wait a minute, like, okay, that's her friend. Maybe they have this cool kind of sexual relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a real thing. There's no guy with like handing a paycheck to someone at the
Right.
end. I'm kind of invested.
Right.
You guys are having fun with sex, and I thought it was a little bit different. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this girl's maybe thinking about content in her field differently than the people in her field.
Yeah.
So we could have a fun.
Thank
Fun
you.
combo, but then it turned into baby bird stuff.
No, I've also done like I had two of my guy friends come over, and they're both performers, and we were sitting there playing Mario Kart, and I was like, guys, you want to shoot some? And they're like, well, of course. So I'm like, all right, like,
but they're not in the business.
No,
at
they
all?
are.
Okay.
Okay.
they are, but we were all like, hey, like we're sitting here playing video games.
You're all here. Might
If
as
I
well
lose,
make it productive.
y'all get to tag team me. Let's go.
Hold
but
on. You're gonna have to come in because I don't want to. And
When you said there it is.
come a little
like,
bit
tag
closer.
team? Come
No,
here.
no. I did not mean it that way. I apologize.
Hashtag
okay.
me too.
There we go.
Whoa.
Can y'all do that?
I was about to say, like, how does that work? How does that work? There?
It's more like a meat
Whoa.
point five.
There you go.
Seriously.
We gonna get the
That's a new tab I'm looking for.
Me too
bad.
porn. Oh,
That's bad.
Yes.
Me too.
That's
porn.
how
You gotta
you know.
start
Somebody
that's
out
actually- Oh, I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
Don't worry, it's
please.
recorded.
Lots.
Listen,
So
I want
okay.
10%. That's all I need.
It's also not that long of a note, to be honest.
Hashtag
Better
me too.
is she in?
Short.
Better is she in
Is that-
French?
is that
Okay,
better?
cool.
Cool.
Okay, so back
Alright.
continue. So you have these two guys that are they casuals? Can we call them casuals or non-industry folk?
No,
Or
no,
they
no. They're not
industry folk?
civilians. That's what we call them.
Civilians.
No, no, no. They're so their
that's
names
what
are actually
we call
Ryan McLean and Lucas Frost. So
Okay.
they're adult performers.
Got it.
But yeah, Lucas was actually my neighbor, and then Ryan was just crashing at my house. So we were like, oh, we're gonna play video games, and I needed something for my Snapchat. So we ended up doing we try to draw them in on the public Snapchat. And then we'll do this is what we're doing. If I win, if they lose, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to see the answer by signing up to my private Snapchat.
And this Snapchat hustle, I've seen a lot of people do. Is this the majority? You okay?
I'm already breaking things.
It's all right. Is this the majority? That's the GIF.
100%.
Is this the major moneymaker for porn stars now?
Honestly, yeah. Like it's frustrating because we don't,
Because there's no middleman, I'm assuming.
Well, no, it's not that there's no middleman. It's that like now because of social media and because of the constant like people's attention spans are so short, you have to constantly stay relevant. So it's a 24/7 job, which is fine because we also have the ability now with Snapchat, with OnlyFans, with your website, with all this stuff to constantly make that money and have that fan interaction and stuff. But whereas girls back in the day, it was just like, oh, you had a shoot, it came out on VHS, blah blah blah, bada bing, bada boom. But like those girls, like the ones that are trying to make a comeback, it's very very hard for them to understand kind of the way that it works now. But it's a hustle. It's a constant hustle.
Do you know who Sylvia Sage is? We had
yes.
She's
dope.
She was great. And now
I didn't shoot with her, but I was on a set with her. She's really cool.
As part of the same thing.
Cool girl.
Yeah.
So she was great.
She got the different eyes, right?
Yes.
Yes. God, so cute. Oh my God.
So we had her here, and she said something interesting. She said that 80% of porn star income comes from escorting.
You know what? I wouldn't say 80%, but it's funny. We were actually just talking about this on Barstool. I'm very open about like my past and things like that. Any girl in the industry who says she hasn't been an escort, she's fucking lying.
Right.
I don't care about it. Like at the end of the day, sex for money and sex.
I love listen, we spoke about it. We spoke about it on the episode.
I'm sorry though. Like it's true.
I agree. Kaz is in the fucking industry.
Like my fucking input means anything right now. Like anybody gives a flying fuck. I think about that shit. Go ahead.
She needs to convince you that it's true.
Yo, Kaz, do you got some things you want to admit?
I'm curious
to about to describe baby bird and Kaz. I'll take it from here.
I have to ask the Kaz.
All right, go ahead.
I'm assuming you've been on the receiving end of this.
I'm saying.
He's like,
I know a lot of
I know dancing you doing.
I know many well-paying patrons. I know people who partake in those
the escorting services
in the services, giving and receiving. Just the more I hear about it, like I haven't met an adult film star who said that they haven't done it.
They do say Kaz has a lot of jobs.
A man of many talents.
They do say that. They do say that.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Okay, so you were saying, so in your past, there's been times where it's presented.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like, I'm very, and I it's funny because my boyfriend wouldn't appreciate me talking like this, but he's not here, so it's fine. We call it how it is. When girls are like, I'm a dancer, I'm like, honey, you're a stripper. I was a hooker at one point. Cool. I was a very high paid hooker, but that's fine.
In Portland or in LA?
In LA.
So you
in
moved
New York
from
as well.
Portland to LA?
Yes.
Okay. This is something that's quite interesting that you could shed some light on. I heard Portland has more strip clubs than any other place in the world.
I just heard that when I was in Portland.
It's Portland and Tampa, right? Or something like that?
Tampa's wild, but Portland's different. They have a
Portland
vegan
has
one,
like...
Right?
What?
Yeah, El Diablo or something called.
I'm like, wait, what? No, I'm just interested. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not surprised in the slightest. It is Portland.
Right.
Let's be real. Portlandia is so spot on.
For Portland.
They're like, can we meet the chicken? Yeah, no, it's bad. I love my home state. Don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome. But no, it's definitely, there's like, dude, I want to say for every block, there's like 4 clubs.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Why?
I have no idea. I don't know why they need that many, honestly. And there's like, there's way too many girls at each one. Like this, it's not.
Also,
and you
Portland
started there?
Yeah.
So you start dancing there. 17 is
16,
what your Wikipedia. Oh, 16.
Mm-hmm. I moved out when I was 15, 16. Started dancing at 16. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you're still cool with your folks, though.
Oh yeah. We're
Another thing I saw on your Instagram, you guys in a bonfire. Those are the two things.
Well, I was on shrooms. Yeah, it was
You were shrooming with your folks?
My parents are super conservative Christian.
Okay.
But they're
That worked.
very no. But you know what? Like they're very. My family's been through a lot. I'm the youngest of 7. They're very
7?
yeah. I was born at home. When I was born, like my mom was like,
they just pushed you out.
yeah, it was like
Holy
she was
shit.
cooking dinner and she was like, bag it, tag it, send it off. You know, but basically like they're at a point now where like I don't know they'd rather have a relationship with their kids than not. So there's definitely things like they've accepted me being in the porn industry. They've met my ex-fiance who is 20 years older than me. They've seen me go through hell and back and blah, blah, blah. And basically what's important to them now is that I'm sober, I'm in a good place, take care of myself, and it is what it is. But
it seems like the most Christian thing you could do.
Right.
Is
Forgiveness, acceptance.
But
love.
when I explained to them my reasoning behind doing ayahuasca and messing with plant medicine, and the fact that it has taken me away from, like, I have no triggers anymore, I have no addictions anymore. It's been really, really rewarding, and just the level of gratitude and stuff that you feel like every single time you do. Like, I used to fuck with acid, but it's just not the same thing.
Yeah.
That shit is, you got to be careful with those. Those
plants
alter
only,
forever.
plants only. But yeah, it was actually a really, really cool experience. Like, I asked my mom if I could do it at the house, because I do it as like a meditative thing. It's a whole thing. I got my sage, I got my music, I got my blankie, But I was like, hey, like, do you want to hang out with me? And she was like, yeah, of course. I was like, but no, I'm gonna cry. I might throw up. I might talk to your plants. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Like, did you see the demons and like fight them in the trip?
No.
No, I've read about that. Like,
Wait,
No.
ayahuasca you were doing, or this is
No,
shrooms,
no, I
or
did
what?
ayahuasca back in February, but no, what you were talking about was the thing you saw on my Instagram was when we were doing the bonfire in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my parents basically sat with me and hung out and like.
I didn't know you were high. I thought you were just having
yeah.
family time, and I was
No.
like, I need to meet this porn star.
No, it was cool. At one point, I was like helping my mom trim the bushes, and she had pulled the scissors out, and I started tripping it, like, because they come in and out like the visuals, and I was like, whoa, like, you're moving those scissors really fast, like, calm down. It was just funny. Like, it was a really good bonding experience with them. So
Okay, so so you have this big rough patch in your life, and now shit seems to be going pretty well.
it's going really well.
Does that scare you at all?
No, if you change the perspective, you change the narrative. Like I've definitely
It's a bar.
Yeah, because sometimes like we get comfortable in chaos, and then comfort. At least for me, I kind of find comfort in chaos, and then when things start going well and everything's working out, there's only one place it can go, right? So that becomes even more fearful,
right. But that's the fear-based thing, I mean, at
Right.
the end of the day, like, if you can, we're all in control of everything. Like, I don't know, it's. Once you pull yourself out of a victim mentality and like tell yourself that like I feel like every morning doing your affirmations is really important. Verbalizing things, writing things down, manifesting is a very real thing. But that's why I feel like it's also you have to be very careful what you put out into the universe. Like, I have a friend, she's always like, oh, I'm such a stupid bitch. And I'm like, call yourself a stupid bitch. You'll be a stupid bitch, like just things like that. So I feel like for so many years, because I was a victim of sexual abuse or different kinds of abuse or this or that or whatever, my struggle became my identity. And that was something that I struggled with drugs and alcohol for a very long time. And I struggled with letting other people sexually abuse me over the years because I was just like, oh, well, this is what happens to me, or this is like how it is. And I'm a pretty rational person. So one day I woke up and I was just like, interesting. You're fucking up your entire life because you're upset about something that someone else did to you instead of, so I finally just pulled myself out of the victim mentality and said enough was enough and that I deserved better and blah, blah, blah. And it's not that simple. I struggled with sobriety for years.
Is it frustrating that when people first see you, they probably assume that nothing bad has ever happened to you in your life based on the way that your face looks? Right? Like, when literally you see, you're like laughing, you're having fun, right? And it's just like, oh, this girl hasn't struggled. And then if you have, I'm sure the assumption is like, oh, she
First
doesn't like her
world
dad or some shit like
right.
that, right?
No, definitely. There's a huge assumption.
But you've got some shit, it seems like.
Yeah, I could write a book. But you know what? This is the thing is
Yo, that laugh right there contained a lot.
Speaking of the Joker,
That laugh right there. Well,
oh, fuck me.
dude, that one. I can write a book. That shit,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
You know what though? At the end of the day, yeah, it's weird because even like the dude that I just started dating, like we were talking about it, he's struggled a lot with some things that have happened to him, and he's a very positive, very well-functioning member of society, and you wouldn't think by looking at him or his job or his life that he has struggled in the way that he has. Same thing for me because I'm a very positive, happy person now, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of what, I mean, okay, you're all comedians, right? You've had some dark times. You've learned to laugh about things, find the humor in it. That's what makes you.
Akash and I have talked about this for a long time. Akash, I think, says it really beautifully. He's like, this is a defense mechanism that we build up. This is not like we're doing this because we want to have even more fun, right? There's something happening.
Right.
Yeah.
And we need to build up defense for it. We need to build up a coping mechanism for it, So we learned how to I guess, laugh and like make fun of these troubling times, you know, and you learned how to baby bird feed.
Yes, I did. For me now, though, like, it's funny because, like I said, the guy I'm dating, like, I'll laugh about certain things, and he's like, babe, it's just strange that you can laugh about that. And I was like, you know, honestly, I'm laughing about it because I took something from those experiences and I learned the lesson, and now I can be like, oh, well, that's not going to happen again, or I learned the lesson from that, so something good still came out of it, and I still came out okay. So I guess that's kind of why, like, for me, it used to be a defense mechanism, but now it's actually a place where I'm like, ha, look at how great my life is now. Fuck, look where I've been. You know?
What was the toughest part?
I think the hardest thing that I've struggled with my entire life was suicide and depression, and because you, like, when you can truly hate yourself to want to take your own life, that's a very
dark fucking
dark place to go. Yeah.
And it's something I struggled with at a very young age. I started cutting at like 12, and kind of just struggled up until recently. But when you've hated yourself that much and then you learn to love yourself just as much equally, like, that's a really, really cool experience. That's a really cool feeling.
The cutting thing, I've seen this before and I've read a little bit about it. Is it a control thing? What does it provide?
It's kind of like to each their own. For me, it was one of those things that, like, I would do if I felt nothing. I would do it if I felt too much. I would do it just because it releases endorphins in your brain and it makes you think about something else. You get high off of it. I mean, yeah, there's multiple reasons.
Wow.
There's a thing I've noticed with a lot of people in entertainment, right? And it's like outside of past or whatever, but there's an extreme sensitivity that I've noticed, you know, and I think oftentimes with all of us, the assumption is that nothing affects us. You know, like, we on this show will, like, say the meanest fucking jokes about each other all day, right? And maybe it's because we have a camaraderie, et cetera, that we can build up. But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't a very sensitive person, like, in terms of how I feel the world, you know? I think that is, like, the root to a lot of the suffering, you know, because sometimes when you really feel shit and you don't have a coping mechanism for feeling, then you start thinking about, what is it? Is it drugs? Is it acting out? How do I handle this anxiety? I don't know how to talk to my friends or family because they don't feel shit in the way I feel. And it becomes like, you know, I feel like, at least if for myself, I'm like really fucking lucky. I could just like word vomit on my parents, or, you know, or like go on stage and make that. But that's not everybody.
An outlet.
Yeah, you need some I can't bottle.
There's also a sense of validation too. I think a lot of people who get in entertainment, because we do feel a lot, and I think that we're our own worst critics. We need that validation from our audience. We need that.
Yeah.
You know,
even though in this show, like when I was at my worst, like the best thing that I could have done was come here and just like talk about shit and just like having people that listen to it come back and be like, yeah, like, you know, I've been there before, or just like any sort of validation where like you don't feel like you're all by yourself when you're suffering the most. Because that's the worst thing about it. Like, no matter how bad you can feel, the worst feeling is feeling like you're the only one going through it.
The sheer idea of seeking fame is, I want other people to admire me because I don't feel it myself yet. So maybe if I can get you guys to do it, I'll believe it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's possible to want to be famous and not have some kind of void you're trying to fill.
Yes. Yeah. And it's interesting because we'll often look at, there'll be certain comics who like actually don't seek fame, or certain people in entertainment who don't want to be famous. And I think a lot of people in entertainment look at them like, well, what's wrong with it? Do they not want it enough?
I do, yeah.
But in a lot of ways, it's like, they don't need it.
Yeah.
Right.
They actually won.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because nobody has achieved fame and been like, all right, I got it. Got what I was looking for.
There's always another level to get.
Yeah. It's always a fucking letdown. It's like, if you become the most famous porn star, you're like, well, I'm not the most famous actress. You become the most famous actress, you're like, well, I'm not the most famous politician. There's
I'm not
always
the highest paid.
Yeah.
I'm not the There's always something else.
I mean, that's
left.
the same, that's what drives you. It's what drives you in anything, whether you're an athlete or you're a comedian, porn star, whatever. Like the form of like when a lot of your justification comes from people validating you, there's never enough.
Yo, greatness comes from the void.
Yeah.
It's hard to have greatness without that void.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Michael Jordan is the unhappiest motherfucker.
Michael Jordan is a miserable motherfucker because there's always something else he feels like he needs to prove to somebody.
Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. Well, what?
We're just throwing out names.
That guy must have been miserable, bro, to just get on a boat and go the other way.
He's like, fuck it, this is America.
You know how fucking bad it must have been? How horribly depressed he must have been?
So, yo, we made it to India. It's like,
sailing that way. He's like,
this is
nah,
India, bro.
this way, man. We going that way. We gonna find these Indians, bro. Yo,
Oh man.
because it's Columbus Day, by the way. For everybody listening,
Is it
we're
actually?
recording.
Today's-
It is.
Oh.
Today's Columbus
Yeah.
Day, and you haven't been on Twitter and seen white people.
I
upset?
don't know.
But
I can tell by the street fair downstairs. I'm like, oh, people aren't at work
Is that
today. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was
nobody's
like,
at
yo,
work today.
because my Uber
Soldiers.
had to go like,
All around.
and then I had to finally walk, and
Yeah.
I was about to text you and be like, yo, Andrew, thanks for being a dickhead and not telling me that all the streets
Nah,
were shut
I mean,
down.
it's-
I told you, yo. Alex told me. I fucked up. That's all
I mean,
me.
we work on Wall Street
That's
and
all
like
me.
everybody,
It's
nobody's
all
working
good.
today,
It's all
so
good.
it's just whatever.
But yeah, so yeah, that Columbus. I was having some thoughts. I was ruminating on Columbus on the Uber drive here, and my takeaway for Columbus is that not a fan of the actions, but fan of the results.
Yo, that's solid. We got America.
Context.
Meaning, like,
please
we
give
got
me some
America,
context.
we got Latin women. Like, there's so many things that we would never have. We got Alex. Alex, you are Puerto Rican. You are a direct descendant of what Christopher Columbus did.
Oh my god!
Right? Wow. Like before Christopher Columbus, it was just Native American. It was just Eden looking people on Puerto Rico.
Okay, yo, look at the step up, yo.
Hey assholes, the audio cut off suspiciously right when Akash was joking on Ed and not pointing any fingers, but no worries, you didn't miss a thing. Now back to the show.
You were saying when you pull up a little bit more, so you get in
there
front.
we go. Hi. No, I was saying the best handshake in the world, which I will.
Sorry, we got cut off on the Columbus thing.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, we did.
That
We
was it.
did.
And then we got on
fan
to
of the results, not fan of
we're
the
fan of the results,
methods.
not the action. The Michael Jackson thing, like Joe Jackson was horrible dad, but then ended up Roy Jones Jr. horrible dad, but then we get Roy Jones Jr. So we're not a fan of the
Horrible
father.
dad. Then we get Lindsay Lohan. Nah.
Lindsay. Lindsay.
Let's not watch that train wreck.
I want the Lindsay shame. I'm here for it, yo. We want to be.
Oh god, incredible.
All right, Jessa, we're going to take a break for a second. We got to pay some bills. Now, guys, remember the days. Do you guys remember the days when your underwear was all stretched out, trash, dick falling down the leg, maybe falling out the hole in the beginning?
Rough problems.
Rough problems.
Rough
There's a lot of
problems.
terrible underwear out there.
Horrible underwear out there. How do we solve this?
How?
Mack Weldon. And it's not only underwear, it's just men's essentials, dude. Everything that you need, everything essential to your manly ass clothing life, you get at Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon believes in smart designs, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. Mack Weldon will be the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, and sweatpants, and more that you will ever wear. They have a line of silver underwear with shirts that are naturally antimicrobial. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it sounds good.
Keeps it from smelling too bad.
Oh, and I need that. I've never taken off a pair of underwear without shit on it. Every single time. Every single time, dude. Every single time I have
Can't
it.
go white.
And I have a bad habit of scratching my ass. I have a very chafed ass, but we don't have to get into that. I think I can benefit from this antimicrobial situation at Mack Weldon. Anyway, not only does Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, shirts look good, they perform well too. I personally love them. I personally wear them. All right? You guys want to get 20% off your Mack Weldon order? It's very simple. You just use the promo code Flagrant and you get that. That's MackWeldon.com. MackWeldon.com. Promo code Flagrant for 20% off. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, but go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you want to talk about like, you said you like to do the this kind
So
of
I
handshake.
could dap. Yeah.
Okay, what's it called? Dap.
Dap.
Okay. But I'm gonna share with you. You're gonna like this one. Okay, go
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
milk it.
Okay. All right.
What is that?
I don't know,
Udders.
but
Udders.
Are you milking the thumbs?
so that's the
Udders.
handshake. Oh.
it's like
Let me tell you something. If I
That's
went
my
up to my
brother's my
boy and
handshake.
did that, that's the end of a friendship right there.
Yeah, dudes just like you touching them. That's the best fucking handshake ever.
You're the only person that can get away with that
right
shit.
here, yo. No, this is cool, yo. Try that, fellas.
No, how fucked up I was. I was about to reach over like, yo, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And what I thought about, I was like, this is fucking
Yeah.
my dumb ass.
I also agree that's a good handshake.
So, Kaz is he's in agreement with a lot of things
Very
today. I
much so,
love it.
very
I
much
love
so.
it.
I can find the positive in anything.
Yes.
Shit.
Okay. That's what I was saying with Columbus Day.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
Not my.
Son, if we're being real, Joe didn't just give us Mike. Joe gave us
Gave us
Mike,
the Jackson
gave us
5.
Jackson
Janet,
5.
he gave us
Oh,
Jackson
Janet.
5.
You know,
Father of
Jermaine
the
Hart,
year,
bro.
so hot.
Father of the century,
bro.
dude. Who?
Not for his family, but
All
for
he had to do was
society.
just not pull out.
Yeah.
Great.
And like he was probably beat him up a little bit.
No, he's beating.
Jesus Christ.
He was definitely
Even
beating him up.
Janet.
And the moms.
I don't know. I assume.
And Miss Jackson.
There was more than one mom.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
There's one mom. What?
That's something he never said.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, man. But yeah, no. He whooped their ass. He whooped their ass in success, though, so, hey.
That's right. So there is some
There's means
sort
to
of-
an end. Always.
Success and touching little boys. But
trials and tribulations, they often lend you to great success. Here
Yeah.
you are, went through some serious trials and tribulations. I'm going to bring this down so it doesn't block your face, right? We want people to see your face. And now you're having this success. You're having this positive time in your life.
it's good.
You have a boyfriend. Things are going well.
How's that like? How'd y'all meet?
Instagram.
Can
Like we all meet. Wait.
son, slide in the
Slide it into the
That is the
DMs.
So-
greatest. Wow, you gonna get a lot of followers today. That is the greatest move.
All I get in my
don't-
DMs
this
is
is
Let me
like,
see the DM.
Is this-
I want
Oh,
to see the DM. The
Oh, wait,
first
from
DM.
him?
Yeah,
Is
just,
he blue check? Is he blue check or not?
See, this
Wait a
is
minute.
this is why Instagram doesn't do
I
any
don't
commercials.
like-
This is
I
all you
don't
need to do.
right? I have dated celebrities. I've dated guys in the industry. I've dated civilians. But like, I personally don't like dating people who have, I don't know. It's just,
people of fame.
yeah, it's just it's an
Low
emotional,
maintenance. You want low
yeah,
maintenance
like,
people.
Not
Gotcha.
into it.
yeah, no, he's a
Same.
boxer, personal trainer for like the Giants, Cindy Crawford, people like that. Like, he's very good at what he does. He's a health coach, so it's nice.
And he is so confident that
Yeah.
he can allow other people to have.
Yeah.
You know what's harder? It's not the sex as much as the blowjobs. That would really fucking bother
I
me.
really hope he doesn't hear this.
Yo,
Now
let me
you-
tell you-
now-
Let me tell you something.
Now,
let me tell
now
you-
you're
not
gonna
only
have
is
him
he
thinking,
listening,
stop
all
it.
three of our girlfriends are listening.
All listening. That's I'm like,
And let me tell you. Hi, girls. We've been on good behavior, haven't we?
Baby, notice I didn't high five this bitch.
keep it right here. Keep it right here.
I can't.
I was in the doghouse for 2 weeks after Sylvia came here. God damn it.
I was like,
Oh my God.
Akash is like, I didn't get milked.
you don't disrespect the cows like that,
You ain't the only vegan over here.
Now you're calling her a heifer?
No, he's Indian. They love cows.
So let me ask you something.
I just
right?
got out the doghouse with his girl. I would never. I'm on best.
You was in there for months, bro.
I almost wasn't invited to the wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
That was
But
rough.
now I'm good.
Groomsman.
I'm a groomsman.
Groomsman.
Oh,
This guy
shit.
was-
Oh,
Hold on.
there you go. Yes.
That was a little wild. That was a little uncomfortable, bro. I ain't liking it.
My-
Jessa
my-
just made us gay, dog. How that happen?
yeah,
how did Jessa just
Because we
make
that
us gay?
faithful.
I
Just
got.
tapped a little.
I gotta keep my.
That was some sword fighting
That
shit
was,
just
that,
now,
was,
bro.
that was some docking shit.
What'd you call it?
Docking.
Disgusted.
What is docking?
You don't. Well, I guess you wouldn't know if you're straight, but docking is when the guys put like their if one of them's circumcised and one's not, they put their dick.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just fucked your world up.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's
Y'all
gross.
have done too much in porn. Just get back to the basics.
I don't have a
We
dick.
need San Antonio
No.
Spurs porn. I don't need this fancy West Coast offense. You got dicks lodging inside other
can't.
dicks. This is
Mahomes
crazy.
ass porn.
What is this
Hey,
shit?
Jess.
Fucking linking together like
Yes.
the fucking
Can you explain,
Megazords and Power Rangers.
Son, what
Can you
is
explain snowballing to them?
No.
Snowball.
What's snowballing?
So I'm now I'm the.
So you're the only one who knows
Okay, Evan, we're curious. What's snowballing?
what's snowballing.
I've
is?
personally never
is what
done
his
this.
family would talk about before they came to America.
Apparently, but it's when you nut in a girl's mouth and then they spit it right back in your mouth.
Oh, and then you guys kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard about that. Huh. And I've heard of Blumpkin. That's the
Oh,
other.
see, I know the
gross.
Blumpkin.
Oh, now we have limits? Is that
Yes.
what's going on? Now you're judging me.
I'm sorry, but anything involving defecation, I'm out.
Okay.
What's a Blumpkin?
Blumpkin is you're taking a shit and then you get head, which is
Ew.
also called the best ever. That's also what it's called.
Gross.
It's gross for you.
Yeah.
But for it's like this is the thing about like
It's an ultimate release.
You know how
no, it's
Yeah.
like this. It's like this. It's
Yeah.
like it. Like for example, like like hooking up with like sisters. right?
Yeah.
That's incest just for them.
Right.
That's not incest
For
for me.
me.
That's on y'all.
It's like y'all
Y'all
are
gotta
girls.
handle that with
I'm
God.
normal.
True.
If you're purely theoretical about this, you know how
Just-
you're on your phone and you take a shit because you're like, oh, this is kind of fun. You know what's way more fun?
Getting your dick sucked.
Yo!
Yeah.
Real talk.
Y'all are foul.
Wait, you never got your pussy ate while you took a shit?
No, I
there's
usually
a lot
use
more to
that
reach.
time to like.
Honestly, that's too far.
You know,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
There's limits.
Oh, now we have limits. Okay.
Gross, yo.
Yo, you're right. Let me jerk off your
Why? Is it because it's too close?
thumbs down.
stop that shit. God damn it.
I'll jerk off your
Fuck
thumbs.
it
That's on
out.
me, bro. No, I gotta get a punishment.
Oh
I need a punishment for that
I'm
one.
too tired for this
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Can you?
That shit out, man. God
I
damn
can't.
it.
I can't.
Okay, wait. Why did we get to this? You brought up.
What?
You're talking
no,
about-
look at
No. You brought up the
She was talking about her
docking.
boyfriend.
Oh,
Oh no, your
docking.
boyfriend. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
What?
your boyfriend.
Your boyfriend is docking.
No, your
Oh, the-
boyfriend is
Giants.
so comfortable. Hold on. You better get up on this table.
yo.
Get up on this table.
Say it.
Jessa!
I was
You
about
about to cause some problems in paradise.
Please.
You about to cause some problems in paradise. What is happening?
Oh God. Okay. Okay. All right.
Switch to the wine.
My
I'm
God.
single.
My God.
Because I'm about to be single.
I gave out the slowest no, but I was just like, whatever. It's too late. It's too late.
Oh, incredible. Oh God.
So he's so
I'm
comfortable.
laughing so hard. I think I actually pinched a nerve.
Is that why you're doing it?
Yeah, I've been wondering.
Okay.
Yes, dude.
Okay.
It hurts so bad.
So confident he's willing to put up with that other stuff, or do you have that same relationship with him? Can he do other stuff?
Yeah, well, I told him that was the case. Like like I said, this is all still brand new. Like we've been talking for a little bit, but like we just started dating. So I told him I was like, I'm all about equality. So if I'm doing it, you should be able to do it too. But he said that that's just not how he is, and that's not how he feels. So I like that personally. But no, we've come up with a plan, and there's certain scenes obviously that I will and will not shoot out of
what?
respect. I'm not going to do gangbangs or anything like that. You know, like I don't want to
Right.
shoot scenes where like would see me being disrespected by any means.
So you have to be kind of in control.
Yeah.
Full porn. That's a popular category.
Hey.
Listen, that's what half full Kaz gets off on. Nice, good, respectable porn, man.
But no, on a serious note though, like he actually really is that confident, and
I admire
he's very
it.
understanding. So I'm very, very lucky to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't ask me to change everything about myself.
One of my good friends used to date an adult film star, and I used to ask him like, "Yo, how do you deal with that?" Whatever. And one time he was like, "Yo," one time she just FaceTimed me while it was on location, and she didn't realize just how much of a job it really is. Like,
Yeah.
it's not sex
Yeah.
at all. It's literally like watching fucking
Yeah.
There's a guy on a megaphone. There's like a million people with lighting and all this other
Yeah.
shit. It's just it doesn't. It's not intimate. It's not sex.
we go
It
in, we
looks
fill
like a
out our
job.
paperwork, we shoot the scene, and then we high five and we go home. Like
Yeah.
it's very
industrial.
it's very professional. Unless you're shooting for Rick. But, you know, it's very professional. Yeah, and I mean,
Admit you're gonna look him up.
You have to now at this
You're
point.
gonna look him up. Dude, I give that guy so much free promo.
the whole vein thing kind of freaks me out
It's
a
a
little bit.
gross
Like, is
vein,
it like
dude.
an angry? Like when I laugh too hard, or if I get drunk, like the angry
Yeah.
boner that pops. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see my face in a guy's dick. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that reflection image. I'm like, nah.
It's funny. I do want to see your face in the guy.
That's what we're paying for.
The exact
I
thing
set
wanna
myself
see.
up for that
Anybody?
one. Hey,
No, Jessa. No, you're gonna get me in trouble.
we're gonna do the rest of the interview like this.
I think we need to talk to your boyfriend one of these days and just
Should I
hear that
call him?
perspective. Yeah.
Call him up.
Is he comfortable
Call
with this?
him up. Would it be
Oh my God. Yeah.
Call him up.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Let's just put him on speaker. Quick conversation.
Okay, hold on.
Well, you better answer on the first ring
on.
too.
I'm still curious.
Let me hold on.
Ask him first.
No, don't ruin the fun of a courtesy text. Just call him up.
That's
Just
true.
call him up.
I mean, let's be honest. There's one thing we know about this
Okay,
guy.
fine.
He's forgiving.
Y'all are too much. Okay, hold on. Let me ask him first.
All right,
oh God. You know what sucks is I had to put my phone on speaker because it's broken.
You can't just regular phone it? Yo, that's wild.
Oh God.
Come on, son.
Come on, no rule.
Hey, baby.
Hey, babe.
I have a question.
Am I live?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Fucking fumbled it.
All right, hello. We won't say
Eric.
your name. Oh,
Eric.
can we say his
Yeah,
name?
it's fine.
Eric, we cool using your name, Eric?
Sure. Keep it on the first name basis. Almond Eyes 5'9".
I love him already.
Okay. All right, Eric. Okay, so we want to call you because the three of us are all in relationships, okay?
Yep.
We need to understand where this...
Not easy, my man.
Okay.
I heard the struggle
No.
in his voice. I heard it.
Talk to us,
The
Eric.
sound of defeat.
Talk
Like,
to
it's
us,
not
Eric.
easy, my man.
We need to know.
Okay.
Because I be getting upset when my girl mentions guys that she's been with before me.
Say again?
I get upset when my girl mentions guys that she's been with before me.
Yeah.
You know, like in high school. I'll be like, why'd you need to do that?
My girl not allowed to laugh at other dudes.
Real talk.
That's cheating.
So yeah, so
That is cheating. Yeah.
So-
you laugh
so-
at other niggas' jokes?
So how do you do it? Where does this confidence come from? What is the coping process? Please explain.
Oh, boy. There's two parts to this.
Okay.
Oh God.
It's two parts. One, you're in the room with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right here.
There's the answer right there.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy. All right, now tell us part
I
two.
like that. I like that answer.
And part two, it's like you control what you can control. You know what I mean? There's a few things like don't mention any guys in my apartment. You know, you want to talk about it when we're walking to grab a bite to eat, fine. But it's just like, I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm a bit of a connoisseur in this field myself, but not to that extent.
Right.
However, you just you got to go with. But trust me on this, I shit the bed the first like 3 to 5 times.
Oh, what happened?
Don't worry about what happened. It takes a little bit to like get comfortable, get the confidence going, keeping her smiling. You know.
How do you keep you smiling?
Say again?
Rephrase the question. I don't think he understands like what you're asking.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So he's talking like physically, like he shit the bed through.
He's asking, babe. They want to know like what it's
Emotionally?
like dating a performer.
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on 1 second, Eric. Kaz really thought when you said you shit the bed that you actually took a
Not
shit in your bed.
literally. I mean, in the sense of measuring motherfuckers. All
I
right?
get Kaz this time. He said he
thank
felt
you.
like I was sexually disappointing, is what he was saying.
Thank you.
Oh,
Akash,
no.
goddamn.
So
Not talking about Blumpkins. Motherfucker.
Disappointing? Nothing
So-
was disappointing.
No, nothing was disappointing. So you,
Watch your mouth in that corner over there.
hey. My bad, bro. You got it, bro. You got it, yo. Bitched me up from across the phone line. I'm like, damn.
yo, Eric, we need you on the podcast. You got to come in one time, the both of you. Oh,
Okay, but to answer your question,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of like, yeah, this is what she does. There's a whole side of that.
Mhm.
But then aside from that, there's actually, the person that no one else sees.
Uh-huh.
And then, you start to fall for that and you go down that road and it's just like anything else. You're dating someone that has been with a lot of people and you kind of know about it, like maybe that girl in high school or college. But, there's them and then there's us, you know what I mean? So
right.
it doesn't
You
matter.
can compartmentalize. In other words.
Yeah. There's pillars. You build pillars, with time and experience, and then that's your foundation, and then, whatever. The rest of them doesn't really matter.
Man, Eric, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
You're a
for
stand-up guy,
contributing.
Eric. We fuck with you, bro.
No problem. Take
so-
care, guys.
Be good, man.
Talk to me a little more. You good?
Nah, we're good. We're good. Peace.
All right, baby. I'll call you when I'm done.
It's like the Greg Popovich of dating porn stars. You control, you got pillars.
Play the game the right way.
Now oh fuck. Well, I wish I got to ask him this. Now it just came to me. Does he watch the porn that you do?
Well, he admitted to me, like when we first got together, I was like, don't watch it because that'll just fuck with my head.
Yes.
Because it creates, because I don't fuck that way. Like, hate to break it to you guys, but like we fuck a little bit more wildly than we normally do because of the fact that you're not physically there. Like we have to amp it up a little bit for the viewer. So to me, that puts like an expectation on me to be like, oh my God, if he's watching my scenes, is he going to expect me to do this or that or whatever, be this character? And so I asked him not to, and he was like, yeah, of course. And then like a couple weeks later, he was like, so babe, I'm just gonna let you know, I like, since you told me that, I don't, but kind of did a few times before we met. And I was like, that's fine. That's different. Just don't do it now.
Now, is there ever a moment where like you slip up, like you come home from work and you're like, I'm a little sore or whatever, and then he's like,
Well,
and he's like,
So any on the job injuries?
say that
or just
word.
like,
Do you go to his
Well,
house after a scene? I'd be like,
no,
that's
I mean,
like
he
you
lives
time.
here in Chelsea, but I live in Vegas. So like the long distancing actually works for both of us because we're not up in each other's shit 24/7.
That's what I was saying. You know
Yeah.
how rich this dude got to be straight and live in Chelsea? Just fucking about money, yo.
Everyone keeps saying that. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's straight and he lives in Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm
He
like,
must be rich.
I don't
Like
know
New
this
York's
shit, you know?
asshole. Bro,
That's
that's where it all-
hilarious. No, like I said, he does well and he's really, really motivated. And he's, constantly busy, as am I. So it's good. It keeps it going. Keeps it fresh.
100%,
But-
100%. Listen,
But yeah, it does take a lot of confidence. I give it to any, and he knows I'm also very understanding. Like we had a really good talk last night, and I was like, just like I have empathy for where you're coming from. Like there's certain things that I definitely. I don't know if I would be able to handle or deal with. So if there's a time where you need to talk about something, like be open about it. I'm totally okay with, not coddling you, but like being like there for you as to, if you're sensitive about something like that's, you don't have to be a man about it. Like it's fine.
because that shit just breaks you.
It can, yeah.
Meaning, like, if you just hold it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, you said you
Is
want
he allowed to sleep with other people?
Yeah, I told him he
Yeah,
can.
we did that.
Oh,
already.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
He
It's okay. Alex
he
is
doesn't,
busy
but
whacking off over there. He didn't- exactly. But yeah, it's funny that every girl that I know that has given their boyfriend permission to sleep around, the reaction is like uniformly, well, I don't want to do
They
that.
don't do it. Yeah.
There is something to this idea of like when you say we can't, you create a forbidden fruit.
Right.
And when you say we can, like we're really dogs in a lot of ways. Like as long as the leash
100%.
goes, we're going.
right.
Right? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never had one of those leashes that extends. The dog goes to the end of the fucking leash.
Right.
If it was 5 feet, he'll be there.
Right.
30 feet, he'll be there. So there is something. I don't know. There is something about that. There's a risk though.
For me personally, like I've always been like that since I was in the industry. Just because I feel like across the board there needs to be equality. So if I'm doing something, then that means you should be able to do it. If you're okay with me doing it, I should be okay with you doing it. And then if the narrative changes, then it changes. But no, I do appreciate the fact that because we're emotionally connected and we're bonded, that he's like, well, I don't want to sleep with anybody else. Like that's nice because I'm not emotionally connected to those people, and I'm not sleeping with them for. I mean, of course, don't get me wrong, it's pleasurable, but it's also a job. Like it's a very professional career. It's and there's things that we've talked about and like the exit strategy and things like that.
Is that
of
rule
course,
always going to be there as long as y'all are together? Like if he's like a couple years in, the honeymoon phase is over, he's like, yo, I know we bonded, but like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm out here
And
looking
honestly,
for
like
the
I
bonds.
love women, so we've talked about threesomes at some point. Like that's totally
And
fine.
he,
Like
and
I'm
he
not.
hasn't cashed in on that either?
Well, we just started dating. Like this is all new.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
that's.
it.
Let me be honest. He
That's
and your
why I was
phone,
like-
he and your phone has mines.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh you best believe that's mine. Mine.
With a ring?
This is mine. He can do whatever with that.
I hear that.
I don't know what that was, but
I
it
didn't
sounded
get
like
it.
the right thing
This
to go.
is mine.
Your
He can
heart.
do
She
whatever.
got real intense, so I just okay.
Your his heart.
Yeah.
Is
As long as I know I have that, he can do whatever with his dick. I don't give a shit.
Really? Now, and okay.
The side bitch better be leaving the house out the window before I'm home. That's all I'm gonna say.
out the window. She can't go through
Nope,
the.
she don't get the front door.
My man is
I like these rules. Alex is on like the 30th floor, dog. That bitch dying every single time she's back.
Perfect. I'll make sure it's trash day. We'll just scoot the dumpster a little bit to the left. It'll be fine.
Jessa, tell them where they can find you. We don't want to take up all your
Yep,
time.
no worries. Guys, social media, everything is Miss because I'm a lady. MISSJESSARHODES. My gangster name is Jessa Rhodes. Don't forget it. JessaRhodes.com. All the things. Plug me. Snapchat, OnlyFans, all that fun shit.
Yo, go check out Jessa.
Check it out.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
You're
thank
amazing.
you so much for
Dude.
coming. We really
Thanks for
appreciate
coming through,
Oh,
man.
wait,
Oh, it's a
no,
hard day.
no.
Hold on.
There it is. There it is. There we go.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
You're
we're going to
incredible.
stop for a second. We'll grab a pic, and
Yeah.
then we'll let you get out of here.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, guys, that was a great interview with Jessa. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Time to pay some bills, and this one is very appropriate. Guys, remember the days when you were ready to go? Remember those days? I think that we're all feeling a little bit like that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed with BlueChew.com. You guys already know what the deal is with Blue Chew. Okay, we've been a huge proponent of Blue Chew on this podcast. This is the gift that keeps giving, all right? You want your girl to get around to you, Blue Chew. You want to impress that first girl that you've been dying to hook up with. You finally get that date. You're back at the crib. You don't want to bust fast and get it over with, okay? You want to take your time, stretch it out, you and her. Alex has claimed that Blue Chew increased the size of his penis.
Facts.
That's facts. Do you hear that? This is FDA-approved active ingredients from Viagra and Cialis, okay? But who the hell wants to take those? You get Blue Chew, okay? If she dies, she dies. That's just what it is. Take them anytime, day or night. Even on a full stomach, it doesn't matter. And since they're chewable, they work twice as fast. Twice as fast. You chew it in the elevator on your way up to your apartment, so it's ready to go by the time you guys hit the bed. If you could benefit from that extra function, more confidence comes with it. That's the reality of the matter. Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. You want it? You go to BlueChew.com. You get your first shipment free when you use the promo code Flagrant. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Flagrant to try. Now let's get back to the show. And we are back. Guys, that was Jessa Rhodes. Make sure you go check her out. That was fun. I had a lot of fun. Good interview.
Yeah, she's great.
Good people.
Yeah.
We were just talking during the break about this, but good energy. Like female energy, if it's the right female energy on
Always
Flagrant
brings the best
2,
out of the show.
It really does.
Always brings the best
But we
out
need
of the show.
specific type guests. Like
There's a balance because we're it's so extra machismo,
Yes.
testosterone in here.
yeah.
She's not so much of a fucking like tight ass that it's
Right.
just enough.
Yeah.
Where it's still the same. I love it.
It is a great balance. If it's the right type of girl. If it's someone who's like complaining about shit and like, how could you say that?
How'd you say?
Nah, we're not going to. But that's real talk. Like that's the ideal Flagrant 2
Lady asshole.
lady asshole.
That's a lady asshole.
That
right there.
type of personality, that
Yeah.
type of vibe,
Yeah.
is the ideal.
That type of look.
That
type of look,
I
yeah.
was about it, bro. I was about it.
Alex
My man
like,
is you're going like this. He goes. He just now goes.
He immediately upon the podcast finish, he's like, "What's your background? What's your ethnic?"
He was trying to find
background?"
any sort of brown country
I
in
need
there.
something in.
He was like Norway. He was like, oh, that's the whitest of the white.
Guys, shall we start with a little flagrant thought of the week? We got some flagrant thoughts.
Oh my goch.
Any
I had a
flagrant
thought
thoughts?
I tweeted that I wanted to expand
All
upon.
right, start it up, Kaz.
I miss terror alerts. Terror
Talk
alerts.
to me.
Terror alerts. Remember back in the day, like fresh off of like 9/11, when like
When they gave us the color scheme.
they'd be like, "Yo, it's a level orange tonight.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout," and then you could be late for work and just be like, "Oh man,
Yo, there was terror out there.
shit was wild out here, yo. Like it's yellow."
Yeah, you tweeted this and immediately people were tweeting us. This
That
how
should have been
bad-
my flagrant thought.
This how much Kaz is late to work. this how much Kaz wants to be late to the podcast. He wants to bring back terrorism, just so he can miss
Not
a couple.
bring back terrorism.
Damn, I'm losing out on one of my excuses.
Kaz
Just like
is one
Andrew said
person that has
before,
never
yo.
forgot.
I was told never forget. God damn it. Nah, just like Andrew said about terrorism, I don't like the act,
Yo, I like how
but the end result.
look at the scale. It just gets more and more Middle Eastern looking as it goes. Like low terror is green. Ain't nobody green.
Oh,
blue.
my God.
Oh, that yellow, that brown, that high risk of terror attacks.
Every
bro.
night you would watch the news and they'd fucking scare the shit out. You'd be like, it's the highest it's been since right before 9/11. Make sure you're on the lookout for anything on the train or the bus or whatever. I would not go to work.
You would just dip?
I would just not go. I'd be like, yo, it's too fresh. I'm good. I'm super good. Anthrax and shit. Like, I wasn't cool with that.
Do you think that the terrorists were targeting the What was the advertising agency you were working at?
What translation?
Yeah, the minority advertising agency.
One boutique.
Should we take on the Freedom Tower? No.
No. We
The
must.
Black and Puerto Rican Marketing Agency. It needs to go.
We must prevent Made in America Festival. It's like, what? That's what you want to do? All right. God damn. We must stop Tidal. Not another Jay-Z album.
What about you, Akash?
I don't think I had one this week, man. I had 2 last week, and then I was like, I'll get another one, and then I just didn't. I couldn't really think of anything. Except Minneapolis sucks. That's all I can say.
Oh, you didn't like
Minneapolis is an
Minneapolis?
awful place.
A horrible place.
Why? What happened? I thought everybody said the show was good. The people who reached out to me.
Shows were dope, but in terms of just like what to do in the city, it's fucking nothing, yo.
There's a mall.
Like, bro, it's a mall. That shit can be done in 5 years because of Amazon.
It's actually really sad, man. The biggest mall in I think
America.
America is there. Yeah.
Mall of America. Is what
Mall
it's
of
called.
America, and it is massive, dude.
Oh, it's
There's a
obnoxious.
hotel in it. Like,
Yeah.
did you go?
Yeah, I went. Yeah,
It's pretty fascinating when you see it.
Well, here's the thing. I was just
The
like,
theme park.
there's like a little theme park in
Yeah.
there. For somehow in my mind, I thought it'd be bigger. I guess because Texas got big malls, so I thought this would be like crazy.
Right.
But then there's like stores on multiple levels. Like Victoria's Secret, there's like 3 stores, and they're not like a 3-story store. It'll be like three different stores.
Locations.
And I think it's because nobody else can pay the rent, so they're like, all right, we'll just get another.
So
Wait, so what are they sell
I
to?
asked
Like
about
men,
that.
women, and trans?
So this is how big it is, right? The mall, because when there's a comedy club in the mall, right?
Yes.
The Rick Brunson's or something
Yeah.
like that, and that's the one I used to do. And so when I was there, I'd need like something to fucking just to like keep me busy. So I would try to do the whole mall, like literally walk the entire mall.
Yeah.
And that's an exercise that old
Yeah.
people do there, right?
of
and I think
course.
they do in other
I
places
did
too.
it. I was just like, yeah, I need
Let me see
something.
it. Yeah. So they have a bunch of Victoria's Secret, a bunch of Foot Lockers and that kind of shit. The mall has like neighborhoods. So people just go to one part of the mall.
Weird.
What, is
That's
there like
what I was
apartments
wondering
there?
if I
Like
did.
people live there?
Well, they live around it, I think.
Like if you're a mall walker, you're like, I'll walk this part
So
today.
if you know that they're just going to be in that place, getting this, that, the other, and getting food, you've got to put your Foot Locker there because they're not going to want to walk all the way
word.
to the other part of the mall.
Okay. Yeah, I might have not seen the whole mall, to be honest. 'cause
But the
else
shows
do
were
people get
dope, though.
away?
Abdi was the worst fucking tour guide I ever had in my
Oh,
life.
yeah.
First of all, this guy took me Somali food, which was dope, but that's it. After that, he was like, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
He gave me like an arcade, and I was like, son.
I'm 35.
Yeah.
I'm just young. I'm the only 23 or some shit like that. So he took you to do young people shit.
Decent time, but that was all he knew. When we were in the mall, he was like, "Y'all gonna be coming here, man." I was like, "You grew up here, son. Fucking nothing
know
else to
some
do."
shit, yo.
But I'm in the Uber on the way to the hotel. I'm like, "Yo, what's good? Like Minnesota food. I'm here. What should I eat?" I always like to eat like the shit that people recommend. He was like, "Where you staying?" I was like, this place downtown." He was like, "Oh." There's a hibachi place across the street. I was like, motherfuckers, you think I came here for hibachi? Y'all don't even got fucking Japanese people. You eat hibachi here? And he was like, yeah, it's like a...
Were you in Minneapolis?
Yeah, Minneapolis.
You see any Prince shit down there? Nothing?
I didn't go to that house. That seemed like too much. I only had one day there.
Or the club.
Nah, it was what's
His
the
house is like a fucking thing.
it's like a national
Museum, yeah.
Apparently, he never wanted. He was like, "Do not
Right.
do this to my."
He doesn't
house.
like any of that shit. He doesn't.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't put his shit on streaming services. That's why he didn't do a lot of shit. He was very anti like commercialism,
Right.
or whatever. Because for one, like more than half of his career, he was getting fucking fucked over by his label. That's why he wrote like "slave" on his fucking
That's why he had
face
that
during the
symbol.
Grammys and all that shit. That's why he changed his name to a symbol. Like he was super anti-commercialism, all about the art, all that type of shit. So anything that he felt like commercialized what his music was, outside of just like, hey, just buy the record, he was kind of against.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I never knew. I wasn't the biggest Prince fan. Like, I like songs, but I never
didn't
like
get super
vibe
into it
to
either.
Prince. Yeah.
He's super talented, probably most talented.
I always
musician
hear
ever
that,
lived,
and I
man.
just didn't give it a real shot. I also didn't do that to beat the Beatles, so I just don't.
Well, the Beatles look trash. The Beatles are trash, dog.
Come on, bro.
The Beatles are trash.
Let's be honest, dude.
What? Listen,
Come on, dude.
I respect the stats.
You
I
like
respect
Wale.
the numbers. Wale's great. New album.
you can't
Wow, that's
compare.
crazy. Great album.
The
Go
new
buy-
album's kind of
Album's fire.
No.
Thank you.
I like the-
Thank you.
My point is, say what?
I say he's bugging though. The Beatles are fire.
The
Yeah,
Beatles are fire.
My point is, if you could
they
say,
got some. They got
When have
some
you purposely
slammer.
listened to a song by the Beatles?
Son,
When?
I
Whenever-
will sing yesterday right now.
sing it.
Yesterday.
Oh, my troubles seem so far away.
Son, slaps, son. How can you not like
Whack.
that shit, son?
Whack.
on, son.
Whack. Can't
Now
get with the
sing a
Beatles,
Wale
bro.
song. Look my no hands. I said look my no hands.
Man,
How you gonna get his speech
I
on?
will I go. I will I
think I deserve a chance.
I'm
See?
a bad motherfucker.
See? Way better than the fucking Beatles.
What's your name?
Not here, I'm my leg.
My
That
big
DC
fan.
should have ripped all day. And my eyes all that haze was on my eye. With my time.
Jump
On the beat, let me take my time.
One beat, we can take it outside.
Hey.
Mind, you out your mind. You
Out your weave, sweat no bitches, sweat out weaves.
Hey.
Sweat out tracks, let me do my thing. I got
About 16 for the Roscoe thing. I'm almost done. Let me get back to it. Whole lot of loud, little backwood.
Some little shit got good. Put on a train, little engine could.
Bitch, yeah. Way better than the fucking Beatles,
Hottest
Alex.
song ain't even his.
Fuck you guys.
Beatles ain't do no features, fam.
God damn it.
Beatles ain't do no features.
Wow, that's crazy. Go get the album, stream it, download it.
Nah,
but I'm
respect
saying,
to Wale, respect to Wale. But in all seriousness, Beatles, a great band.
Yeah.
You can't even deny that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like
can't-
they ain't fucking
they got the
Prince,
numbers
though.
to prove it.
yeah,
Why
they got
not?
the numbers.
They got more hits than Prince,
Nah, but Prince is a
hit
better
records, I'll give you that.
musician. He's a better artist.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
But sometimes what happens is the best technical person isn't the most successful artist because you got to come at a time and place.
True.
You know what I mean? Like there are all those dudes that like write all the albums. You know, they write all the songs for Beyonce and all these pop stars, but
Some people don't have the whole
they can't write
package.
their own shit.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
some
The
people
Beatles
don't have the
they had the right thing for the right time.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I get the popularity. Like, I understand why they were big shit. But, like, to say, I mean, oh, it's Prince, motherfucker. Purple Rain. You kidding me?
I'm saying.
Apollonia. Little Red Corvette.
I think Beatles
Wrote
way
every
more hits.
word.
Yo,
Arranged
real talk.
every
Prince don't got
instrument.
one song that could fuck with Imagine.
Nah. Purple Rain is
Come
like,
on, son.
Purple rain.
Son,
And then that shit goes downhill.
Yeah, but that's all you need.
That starts at purple rain.
And that's all you need.
Beautiful.
Yes, you do, you lying ass motherfucker. This guy talking to ugly bitches trying to build him up. That's what happens when you live in Minnesota. Motherfucker wrote that whole album in Minnesota.
He was the first Beyonce. He was speaking to all the ugly bitches.
Real talk. Yo, he just made lemonade, bro. That's what Purple Rain was. He just had a different colored drink. Yo, we really figured out Prince. We figured out Prince.
Kool-Aid.
Son, and
What's this
Beatles,
lemonade
though?
Kool-Aid, bro?
What's the hottest Beatles song? What's the one?
Well, to me, it's Lemonade, but
Is lemonade?
I mean, I'm sorry. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
But then a cherry something. Fuck.
Hey Jude, is it?
Hey, Jude.
I can fuck with that.
Yeah,
Don't
I can get with it, bro, but
what is
it ain't
it?
no
Don't
Prince,
be
dog.
I don't
afraid.
know, bro.
Take a sad song and make it better.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. That's just Look Ma No Hands slow down.
Come
Look,
together.
Ma,
That's a big one.
All right, come together. I'll fucking come together.
I said, look, Ma, no hands, no
trying.
shorty. I don't dance. I'm with Roscoe. I'm with Flocka. And something. Yo, that's the same song. They stole that from the
man.
Beatles. Wale's hit.
Yeah,
Hey,
until
listen.
Wale has a movie made about him where some Indian who rewrites all his songs. I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that's terribly accurate.
What you be?
Like, if nobody ever heard the Beatles and we just, and what, it's 2019 and somebody just decided to sing all the Beatles songs we never heard them before, it's really going to slap like that?
I think a lot of that
they
shit was
got
slang.
Really?
Kaz, they got
In
bangers,
2019?
Yo, you know how I know this for a fact? When countries that don't have stand-up start stand-up scenes,
And the worst ones.
no, they just take the most famous American stand-up acts and translate their jokes, and then they immediately have fans, they have success, and they pop off. So if you just took the Beatles shit,
Yeah.
same thing applies.
How'd that movie end? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Is it?
I caught
I was on.
He had a white girlfriend. I didn't watch it. Is what it is.
Oh, my
you know what I mean?
God.
All right, so I got a flagrant take, but it's more like a flagrant confession.
Oh boy!
Oh,
What's up?
So ever since Instagram took away the activity tab,
Bro.
oh shit!
son, my fingers hurt from all the likes that I picked up. Son, I've been letting them likes fly.
Okay, here's the thing. This is where you got to be careful. This is what I figured out.
What's up?
it don't show the likes no more. It don't show when you like people. And this is for anybody who's listening. Instagram took away the activity tab, so the people that follow you can't see what you like or who you follow, that kind of stuff. But if you and let's say your girl follow the same person and you like that pic, they'll see your shit liked it.
Liked by Alex Media. And
That's the first thing they'll see.
The first thing I check is mutual follows. If there's no mutual follows, like.
No, see, here's the jig. Here's the jig, right?
Jig.
I've
There's.
seen a more single guy act more like he in a relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who are you?
There's like 5 girls that don't think he's single.
Son,
But the jig is, it's
in
not
love
a
with the
mutual
Lord, right?
followers thing.
Yeah.
There's like followed by. So you'll see if they're following you, but you can't see like if you're following the same person. Like say like Akash, it'll show me the people that follow Akash, but it won't show me and Akash following the same folks. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So your girl has to know, like, yo, you're checking for this bitch's pictures. I gotta see it. It's gonna.
What
pop
I'm
up.
saying is going to be on the picture itself.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
That's a trap. Once they sent that shit over, I was like, yo,
Listen, you don't think
I've-
girls
I've-
gonna figure out? The girls
Bro.
gonna figure out this shit.
Come on, son.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Your girl got another account where she follows every single girl you follow.
don't follow him.
don't follow him.
That's the first rookie
My
mistake.
thing is, I've
word.
been about mental like, just mental like, bro, just mental like, just come on.
That's a good ass point. I never thought about it like that, bro. I'll be forgetting though.
Hey, you be deleting your search history though?
Nah.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Damn, Akash, you nice with it.
Wait, Akash, why do you have to delete your search history?
hey,
Yo, you don't think Jessa Rhodes getting deleted out the motherfucker? Crazy, boy.
bro, I'm still debating if I'm gonna post that picture. I'm just like, shit.
Tell
I
you
know.
no.
All right, let me tell you my flagrant thought this week. So, you know how like we're part of like a share culture. We're part of like a something that we do that we think is cool. We share something we think is proud of. We share. You know what I mean? We get a new car. We share. We get a new bike. We share. We get jewelry. We share. Sneakers. Share. Any of that kind of shit. We share. We're a share culture, right? Like. That's what I respect about serial killers is that like
Facts, yo.
the shit they care the most
talk,
about,
bruh.
they keep to themselves.
That's man. That's
Right?
admirable.
Like they're the most unique people in this time because
They're not flexing nothing.
no flex zone is their whole life, right?
You know, Andrew's fucked up when he's like, you know, the thing about serial killers. Like,
So here's the thing. They love it so much, and if they want to continue doing it, they can't share it. But the moment they get caught, they let everybody know how
everything
many
know.
bodies they got.
Facts, but think about all the rappers they're like these young kids that are rapping about all the people they killed.
Yeah.
They can't keep that to themselves. They gotta flex on the
You see the
gram.
videos of the guys selling drugs and like putting the shit on IG immediately. It's like, bro.
All
you're
these
not
people
about
doing
that
these
life.
illegal. You gotta respect.
YNW Melly,
don't love
whatever
the
his
game?
name is.
Yeah.
Motherfucker put his biggest song called "Murder on My Mind," where he's talking
Murder
about
on
the
my
guy
mind.
he fucking murdered.
Yep.
And now he's in jail for murder. Like,
Real
You don't love
talk.
the game. You love the fame.
yeah.
Whoa.
Game, boy.
Spit that shit,
that's
Iceberg
true.
Akash.
That's true.
Iceberg
do it for
skinny
the
fat.
love.
Yeah, you know,
Iceberg sing.
interesting fact. I just found out over the weekend. The American with the most murders is a black guy.
Yeah, you already know we
This
about
guy
them
from Texas,
stats.
this guy from Texas.
I'm not sure.
You know,
where he's
black
at,
guys
but
always
I was
putting up
like,
numbers.
I would have
They
swore a
just
white guy had
found
that
out-
title.
There's no way.
Son, dead ass.
What about Timothy McVeigh?
Son, he has more. He has like 80 something bodies.
Timothy
No, that's
McVeigh
not serial
got
killer, though.
3,000.
He's like
no, but not like
he's
a bomb,
terrorist.
like killing individual motherfuckers.
serial killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a guy in Texas that just confessed to like 93 murders, and they've checked out 91 of them or something like that. Apparently, this guy had a photographic memory, which is wild. So he vividly remembers every single
that's
kill.
the guy with, yeah.
That's a black dude?
I think it is. Wow.
What was he, like a contract killer or just a guy who
he
just-
recounted? Nah, he just enjoyed it. Respect.
Known as the okay. All right, boom.
Who is
These are the
this?
stats. These are the world. Let's see. Luis Garavito, Venezuelan,
Just scroll till you
Lopez.
see the first American flag.
Let's go. Let's see who's American right here.
There we go, right there. Samuel Little.
Yeah.
Damn, 93
Wow.
people. There you go. Yeah. Oh, okay. I do remember
Yeah.
this. He's like an older black dude.
Yeah,
like,
Little, that's the guy. Yeah,
remember
that's the
him.
guy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Photographic memory, man.
Shout
Damn,
out to
America
him.
fell off.
Sam, respect.
You can't even crack.
Guys
you can't even
don't
get the
kill people,
bronze
though.
in serial killing.
This him?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, did he fucking draw this shit?
Who he look like?
Craig
Sanford's
Robinson.
Daddy?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my Lord, this is wild, bro.
Bro, he looks like a guy
Kind of look a little like me when we did that face thing and it made me old.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
Holy shit.
Damn,
right.
son. Anyway.
He looks so friendly.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. We're talking football, and if you're going to gamble, it's very simple who you're going to gamble with. It's MyBookie.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Okay? They're matching your initial investment up to $1,000. You get a free $1,000. Do I need to tell you anything else? Do I need to read anything else? Is there any more convincing you need? If you're already going to fucking gamble, take the free $1,000 that they're going to match.
It's the only time in gambling you're guaranteed to make money.
That's it.
Hear that
You
shit.
put it there, they're going to pay you.
Crazy.
I don't even know. I'm not saying anything else. I'm not saying anything else. You want to do football, you want to do MMA, you want whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to bet the first half of the game, then you're losing, you bet the second half of the game, you just do it. And you're going to get some free money. There's literally nothing else I have to say. They're asking me about betting in the playoffs. I'm not going to promote that. Everything else I'll promote. Then the MLB playoffs, I'm not going to do it. I just can't get behind it. Okay? But you want to be in part. Basketball season's coming around. Obviously, football season's making things work. The Jets are on a little bit of an uptick. Kaz, we know where you're putting your money.
Yes, get it.
Okay? You want to support your team. You want to support this podcast. You go to mybookie.ag. Okay? Promo code Flagrant. You activate that offer. Flagrant is the promo code. You double your cash. Visit mybookie.ag. You play, you win, you get paid. Now, while we're talking sports, this podcast is also brought to you by The Athletic. Akash, please take it away.
Yo, The Athletic is a website, sports website for people who just want sports. Not a bunch of BS ads at the bottom, not a bunch of other bullshit. It is subscription-based. Publishers.
Akash's favorite writers, let's be honest.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Kaz is in it as well.
Frankie Ice. The God.
Shams is there.
Yeah,
they
Shams.
got the best collection of talent. We talked about this last week. You know how they're putting out good content? Mark Cuban is going at them.
Simple as that. Best endorsement any place has ever gotten.
sir.
When billionaires complain, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah, like Mark Cuban gives a fuck about ESPN Insider. Yeah. If he ain't complaining about them because they're not saying anything that bothers him.
Facts.
Tim Cato's a great Mavs writer. Jake Kemp's a great Mavs writer. Bob Sturm, the best Cowboys writer. It is the first place I go to for sports. Model simple, no pop-ups, no ads, no autoplay video. It goes beyond game recaps. It provides a smarter analysis and deeper perspective about teams and leagues. That is 100% true. That's not just ad copy. That's exactly what it is. You have full access to national and local NBA coverages, plus stories, podcasts, and videos from all sports. And you basically just get to choose the teams you like. I follow the Cowboys. I follow the Mavs. I used to follow the Cavs. Then when LeBron went to the Lakers, I followed the Lakers. And every story about that team just populates on my site. It's great.
Go to theathletic.com/flagrant2 for 40% off a yearly subscription. That breaks out to $2.99 a month. Are you kidding me? $2.99 a month when you subscribe at theathletic.com/flagrant2. Go do it right now.
Very worth it.
And let's get back to the show. All right, bees. Let's talk a little bit. We got some topics. I know we got some things that we want to touch on.
First, we didn't talk about Errol Spence. That happened right after.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, best luck recovering.
Praise
for
up
Errol
to him,
Spence
man.
Jr. Man, it's sad. He was in a car accident, and it looks like he's going to make full recovery. But he had just had a really hard fought victory over Sean Porter, and which he did not look too exceptional. And to be honest, I thought he was way too depleted and he was just way too skinny. But after his victory, he got in this horrible car accident. So, have you heard any
Very
more about
lucky
it?
to be alive. I saw
Apparently,
the
he's
footage.
expected to make a full recovery. Broke some teeth, and that's it. Which
God
is
bless.
crazy because they actually said this is like the 1 in a million time that not wearing a seatbelt saved him.
So
seems.
it's crazy that he broke teeth not boxing.
Not boxing. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, like whoa. Yeah, it's so weird. We hear this all the time. Wear a seatbelt. Your seatbelt saves you. And then like every time I see this crazy accident or drunk driving, it's always the person that's not wearing the seatbelt that ends up.
Because a lot of times it
living.
depends on the car and what the car does. If it shoots you out of the vehicle,
It's better.
it's better because like the shit tumbled. And if he would have stayed in the car, as much as that fucking shit
We saw
flipped
the crazy
over,
accident though.
he'd been assed out.
Remember, we saw the guy die.
Yeah.
That guy got thrown from the car, and the guys that stayed in the car lived. So it's weird, but like the way the whole top caved in,
Yeah.
it was better that he got ejected.
So he got ejected
Yeah.
out of the
Yes.
car?
Yeah.
He's gonna. I expected to make a full recovery, which is crazy.
Brain issues at all? Any concussion?
I don't know, and I don't know. If
I'm sure he got a concussion or two, but like if they're saying full recovery, that means like
full functioning recovery, but I don't know about boxing.
Boxing's probably not the least of his concerns right now, but I mean, he'll be able to live a pretty decent life after.
Oh, is his career over? Is that what
we don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody's had the heart to be like, I don't think it'll be like, hey, so when you get back to the ring after this, you know what I'm saying?
Promoters
So
will definitely be
we'll see.
checking in. Wow, man, so tragic, bro.
That is tragic, man.
What else?
Super
What else
talented
what else we
boxer.
cooking on? You were at the Jets Cowboys game yesterday. How was that?
Yeah.
Damn it.
My man, the Orange Jesus himself showed his face.
God. Which one is Orange Jesus?
Sam Darnold.
Sam
though.
Darnold, boy.
He's redheaded.
He's
Kind
orange. I think
Enough.
I think Carson Wentz is redhead, so we take orange.
All right, fair enough, bruh. Son, I didn't even.
You saw the Cowboys players not even dap
Not
up.
shake Jason Garrett's hands. Yeah. So we had low
tweeted
level
this
seats.
the
Like we
other
were very close,
Yeah, it
but we were
looks
at the
good.
end zone.
Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah, and it's rough in the end zone. And plus, the only time every touchdown pretty much was scored away from us, except the Jets 2 touchdowns. Actually, I got a very close view.
Though, is this a fireable L for Jason Garrett? I tweeted it yesterday.
No, he's not gonna get fired. I think he should have been fired. I never liked Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
But I was with my homie who is Brian. Shouts to Brian, and he was like, I would not be surprised no matter the outcome before the game. As soon as I heard Sam Darnold was playing, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna win this.
Because he's that good, Darnold?
I don't know.
Darnold's
Just the Cowboys might be that bad. He might end up playing that well.
Cowboys
the run
were
defense
missing
is
their-
terrible.
Right.
The defense looks bad in general. It's just like a fucking. Bro, I was just watching that game. Like, of course, I
Well,
wouldn't even like.
The Cowboys are missing, was it Teron Smith, who's like all pro
Their
left
two
tackle?
left tackles are out, but the right and left tackle are hurt, which that'll fuck any team up, you would think. But San Francisco also missing their starting right tackle and left tackle, and they're 5-0.
But their defense is what's really, their defense and their run game is really doing it. Like
but the run game you would think would be fucked up with too.
Right.
So it's like everybody's hurt. You can't. It's like you gotta win in spite of injuries,
Yeah.
and then you get credit for that. But if you lose, you can't put it on injuries.
But with the Jets, it's like they were literally starting a guy who's not an NFL quarterback for the past 4 weeks.
yeah, so they weren't a legit 0-4.
Luke Falk literally got cut as soon as they said Sam
So
Darnold was
they had their
active.
starting quarterback Sam Darnold go down in game 1. They lost to Buffalo, who's good by like 1 point.
Right.
Then the second week they had a backup. Who was his name? It wasn't Matt.
They had not Matt Kessler.
Whoever the
it
backup was broke his ankle in the first quarter. So they had to go to their
Trevor
third,
Siemian.
Trevor
That's
Siemian.
who-
So they had to go
yeah,
to
he
their-
used to play for the Broncos.
Yes.
He was good, yeah.
and so they had to go to their third string quarterback who, as soon as Darnold was back, they cut the guy and nobody signed him. He was bad.
And people were saying like Sam Darnold was due for a breakout year. Like, but the end of last year he was cooking. I think like second best QBR over like the second half of the year or some shit like that. He was,
Yeah, I went
and
to
then
the
he got
game.
Le'Veon Bell and
Right.
Roddy Anderson's a great 9 route runner and fast as fuck. And they got like a 93-yard bomb that took the game over. And you know, it was
I
good.
saw probably 60,000 Jets fans, 30,000 Cowboy fans. I need never seen 60,000 people start something so hopeless.
And then be so hopeful.
And then 45 minutes feel utterly unstoppable. 45 minutes, I saw the complete run of emotions. And then they were actually pretty nice. And let me tell you something that's funny. Only one person I saw got ejected for fighting wearing an Eagles jersey. Ain't that some shit?
Like, he doesn't even go here. How are you?
No. They had Eagles jerseys. Just came out, just fought.
Can't go to Eagles games anymore. He's been arrested too many times.
Oh, fucking Philly fans, man.
So-
Never let me down.
Were the were the Jets a legit team as you watched them, or the Cowboys that bad?
Cowboys were that bad.
Cowboys
Jets
were
aren't
shit.
horrible. They're not 0-4. They're not the worst team in the league, but the Cowboys should have beat their ass.
Right.
So many missed opportunities. So they're the Knicks of the NFL.
But it was close, right?
Yeah.
Like, what?
They always lose close. They just they will find a way. I've always said this.
The
They'll
Jets
find-
were up most of the game, and then I think Sam Darnold threw a pick, and then like that last drive when they threw like 7 fucking flags, like at the
Yeah,
end
I'm
of the shit.
so watching replays. And again, that was when they were at the other end of the field.
Yeah.
Watching replays, they all seemed on the video board like pass interference to me.
Yeah.
I didn't think there were bad calls, but I was like, yeah, this is it's an ugly game. And that's what the Cowboys do. They will find a way to crush you always. And even when I was like, they're not going to win. They're not going to get the 2-point conversion. But like, that's exactly how they'll lose. They'll get all the way back there, and then they'll fuck up. This is what they do every time. Last game of the season, last play of the game. I'm not even phased by it.
I mean, but the 0-4. I mean, Jets were 0-4, but it's a very sneaky 0-4. Like you
Right.
said, they had no quarterback. Their defense went down. They lost C.J. Mosley for a while. It was basically Le'Veon Bell and the Pips. Just like anything they could do just to get any sort of offense. So they got him back.
With him, though, I still think they're like, if he played the whole year, there's like a 6 or 7 win team.
Oh, for sure. And
still
I
not a good team.
thought
You gotta
the
beat
Jets
the
would
fuck out of
be.
this team.
I thought the Jets. I thought best case scenario, Jets go 8-8. Like if they're all healthy and they play well and whatever, because you still got to go through the Patriots twice. Right. The Bills actually look like a good team this year. Like that's possibly 4 L's right there. So
yeah,
who knows?
The Carolina Panthers.
You love the Panthers.
I don't love the Panthers, but I'm curious about the team.
This is crazy
because it is odd that you see like. I was the fucking biggest Cam Newton fan.
I think we all were.
I think we all celebrate him like more so, not even just as a quarterback, but just as like a physical specimen. I think you rarely get to see somebody like that in athletics.
Yeah,
it's just rare, right?
He was like LeBron James. Just
he was like LeBron.
You're so fucking big.
He was like Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
right. It was just like you get to see this every once in a while. So I'm kind of rooting for him to win, and I thought the narrative of him like really being good with kids was cool because he was kind of unliked by the media, but then he had all this kind of
great shit,
charitable shit to back it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to root for you instead of the media narrative. And it was fun. You know what I mean?
Fun.
And you want him to go for it. He dresses like a fucking goofball, but at the same time, if you can back that up, you're the coolest guy in the game.
Of course.
If you can't, you're an idiot. But if you can back it up.
Well, he was an MVP. At one time, he was backing it up.
Of course.
More than anybody.
Not denying that. He goes down, and then this team becomes fucking electrifying.
I mean,
this
Christian McCaffrey.
Like, is this
MVP,
kid legit or is it not?
Christian McCaffrey has been like since high school. Like I've heard about this dude. Like I've seen like viral clips. As a white boy getting like just fucking. I thought
the Stanford stuff
burning
was kind of overrated. If you ask me, I mean, is
Stanford
he in a weak division or something like.
He was there. Was what's his face still coach over there when he was over there?
Harbaugh.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it was the black dude who coached Andrew Luck.
Good coach. I forget his name.
Right. But Stanford had a pretty good football program for a while, and he cooked for them. And I wasn't sure if his skills would have translated in the NFL because I listened to a bunch of idiots in pre-draft routines that swear that they know what they're talking about.
Right.
But most of the times it's like they say the same thing about Lamar Jackson. Oh well, we don't know if he's gonna be doing the pros, so we don't know if he's gonna do in the pros.
It's the
Deshaun Watson
take to have, by the way.
Black quarterbacks, white running backs.
Oh no.
We don't know if he's gonna do in the pros.
Outside of the racial component, the easiest take to have about talent is it's not going to translate because 9 out of 10 times
it doesn't translate.
It's like you're not predicting anything brilliant here, right? How many guys end up being breakout stars?
Let me tell you something. That's the easiest fucking job in sports, bro.
Is to say
pre-draft analysis.
So
if you were really a pre-draft analysis person, a team would hire you to get these names.
Yo, that's a great point. If you were good at your job,
really
you wouldn't be working for ESPN.
Exactly.
You'd be working for the Panthers.
Exactly. McShay and Kuiper don't know shit.
Okay.
They know just as much as we know.
Break this down for me. This McCaffrey, is it hype? Is it real? And what is his elite skill that's allowing him to play so well these last?
Fast as fuck.
Yeah,
it's just raw speed.
It's athletic.
Fast,
quick. Can leap like he's just like a freak athlete.
He's great at it. Well, right now in the NFL, if you've got a pass catching back. Where all shit goes to hell, you can just get it to somebody in the backfield.
That's it. He's doing a lot of screens. He's getting yardage
and
off
it's like if you're that dude and you're catching things out the backfield, you usually got to beat just one guy first.
He's a dual threat,
and he's eating.
It's
the easiest job to do with running back.
Say
is beat
it, I was wondering.
Marshall Falkish?
That's what I was going to ask.
No, it's definitely Marshall Falkish. Definitely Marshall Falkish. He's an all-purpose guy. He's leading the league in scrimmage yards. Like he's probably the best back in football right now.
Whoa,
he's probably the best back in football.
Better than.
Right now, there's nobody playing better.
Elliott better than
Elliott.
Elliott's not having a great year. He's doing all right. I don't think the Cowboys should have paid him.
Saquon's hurt.
Saquon is hurt. Yeah.
Fucking Le'Veon.
The minute Saquon comes back in,
there's a discussion to be had. This is good, but right now nobody's playing better than him. It's not close.
Yeah.
So McCaffrey's the real
maybe
deal.
Like Tyreek Hill, if you count him.
Yeah, he was good before, but this year's like. Probably because Cam went down and you got this young kid, you're throwing him in there, you're like, let's give him all the support we can. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And you know what's interesting? There's this rule I've talked about. It's like the 370 carries. Or there's some X number of carries that running backs always fall off after they get this many carries.
Right.
And I think the idea is you are taking these collisions from these massive motherfuckers, linemen and linebackers.
Yep.
I looked at Marshall Faulk's stats. If you combine catches and rushes, he's always, not always, like 3 times he was over that number. But he never fell off. And I think it's because once you're catching passes, you're taking it from cornerbacks.
Yeah.
And safeties who can thump sometimes, but not always. And not as big as linebackers and linemen.
It's not Jamal Adams coming down the middle.
And 3 linemen, you're fucking trying to get through the hole, bang, 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 before the tackle. It seems like it's...
Not to mention, you're being dragged down a lot of times by corners,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's not head-on-head collision.
Yeah.
You're both running in a direction, being pushed out of bounds. It's a
Yeah.
Maybe
different
get pushed
type
out of bounds.
punishment.
Maybe you got like a shoulder shrug to like go
Yeah.
down or whatever. Like it's. And a lot of times, if you're a running back, you welcome a defensive back trying to tackle you.
Come get this.
You welcome that shit.
Come get this.
But-
It's like you weigh 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm used to running into guys weighing 250.
Yeah.
So
He's
he might be a little more. I'm sure they're riding him, and I haven't gotten to watch the games a ton because we're traveling on Sundays. But like, they might be riding the fuck out of him, but it's not quite as devastating if he's catching a lot of passes. It seems like.
Yeah, he's a special dude, man. Like I remember that he came out in the same class of like Leonard Fournette and like all these like big like high school prodigies,
He got
and he
taken
was one of
top
them.
10.
Yeah, he was one of them, dude.
Yeah.
So like it's not
It was just
anybody who's
scrutiny.
followed like prep football is like not a surprise. Like he's that dude.
Akash, now you've been on your first tour, your first legit stand-up tour.
Yeah.
You've toured before, but this is your first tour.
This is my first headlining tour.
headlining tour. Outside of the cities that you might
It's
not
the greatest
like.
thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, is it enjoyable?
It's
is
the
it
best
fun?
fucking thing.
Yeah.
To do 45 is so fucking dope. And like doing 25 for you is always great, but like getting to stretch, getting to breathe, getting to say, hey, here's an idea, let me try to work this out, and then ride the silences and know I have more time to make this up. And it's assholes coming out, so like they know me a little bit, and they
Right.
know there's like always a proving you have to do.
Yep.
And especially 5 minutes to me now is the hardest thing in comedy.
Of course.
If I have 5 minutes, it's like, what the fuck? I have to prove I'm funny to you. Most of you don't know me. And then I have to solidify this guy's really good in 5 minutes. With
Yes.
45, it's like I can explore and I can play. And
can
I
be
talk
yourself.
to the crowd and like
It's fucking
I can
dope
be
to
me.
see, man. It's
It feels
dope
like
to
I'm
see.
breathing. Sold out Minneapolis the first show, which was cool. And then the second show, we didn't sell out. And I was asking people, they're like, this is why I knew it was a whack city. They were like, yeah, man, 10:30 is kind of late, man. It's just like,
Wait, what day was
or
it?
9:30. It's a Friday.
Jesus Christ.
So I think the shows were 7 and 9:30. Maybe it was 8.
9:30 local.
Now, I'll say Minneapolis is a big comedy town, but you're also competing with two other clubs.
Yes.
So it's not like
And it seemed like mainly people who knew me. And now with the
100%,
clips,
yeah.
it's interesting because I'm seeing not LA was heavy assholes, but like outside of that, I'm not seeing as many assholes as I thought. I thought if I raised it up at the beginning of the show, everybody would throw their hands up.
yeah.
But it's like 50-50,
so
40.
people are
sometimes.
finding you from
I think
YouTube and
so.
social.
I think so.
That's so good.
That's what's up.
Exciting.
Yo,
That's
it's
what's up,
dope, man.
bro.
It's the
Hell
best.
yeah.
Appreciate
That is-
everybody pushing me to do it. It's
Hell
just
yeah.
like, it's
About
the
fucking
best.
time.
I love it.
goddamn
Your
it.
stuff
Shit.
always comes up on my feed.
Oh, it's dope.
On the YouTube, and it's so interesting. Like, it's just so interesting to see how the YouTube feed works and how these things happen because it's not like I'm seeking out your stuff.
Right.
What the algorithm is deciding that the stuff I like happens to be that, and it's right.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about the algorithm when it suggests your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You know what I
wild.
mean?
Yeah, my
Like-
shit always comes up on it. Well, I think I'm subscribed to your shit, but like
Maybe I am. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm sub tier, but still, like when your buddies come up, I don't think I'm sub tiers. I don't think I'm sub tiers. I truly
well,
believe it's
fucking
like
get it together.
I'm about to
yo.
say, goddamn, you can't get a
Yo, yo.
click.
but meaning like it's even better. It's like
Yeah.
it's at work.
It's
the
organic,
algorithm's at
yeah.
work. Oh,
Yeah.
you're watching these clips. You're doing this.
And I
If
want to
you
say,
like such
I
and
want to
such,
say
you'll like such and
somebody.
such. Yes.
I think somebody. I don't know if it was Minneapolis or Detroit, but was like, "Yo, you're really funny." There's this other comedian I really like named Andrew Schulz or whatever. So it's like the guy had no idea. It wasn't. There was no way it was flagrant. It was just like it was a cool thing. Worlds coming
fucking
together.
dope.
There's I had a combo with YouTube and
Wait, you want to give that up?
yeah, because I think it's the right thing to do.
All right. Some shit keep in a pocket.
I've always shared what to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
but
gem or is it?
I mean, it's just like
Yo, so I've been. This is interesting because now
Come on, son.
my videos are starting to go a little bit. So little things I'm learning. I'm like, if he does my captions, he's a brown comic who does every brown comic shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, here's what you got to do for the thumbnail. Here's what you got to do for this. And then as I see these motherfuckers doing it, part of me is like, that's cool. I'm spreading it forward, and part of me is like, I shouldn't have fucking told them that. Yo. Fuck, man.
and it's like I get where you're going, like you like to help out, but there's an advantage to, knowing certain things. Cause you already see the impact that this has all had in the industry. And it's like you give everybody, you have people contacting you like, yo, how many people you have on a row with you and all that type of shit. It's like
Yeah,
everybody's
I mean-
gonna just
I have you're going to see a lot, put it this way, you're going to see a lot of, just as you saw like the comics start to post the stuff on social and YouTube, and there was that wave. You're also going to see the wave of comics starting to do vlogs and starting to do like the other kind of ancillary shows that we've started to do, and that's just the nature of the business, and a lot have reached out and just asking, how exactly we operate, and I think that I always think back to like something my mom said to me, which was because my mom, she basically kind of like organized the way like ballroom dance was taught in New York City. And then every other ballroom dance studio that popped up was either someone who she taught or a teacher that that worked for her. And I was like, doesn't it piss you off that like these teachers will like build up their thing working for you and then like take all the students there? And she's like, no, that's just the nature of business. And she goes, it's actually good for business. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, competition is good. It makes you create a better product. Yeah. It makes you step it up. And
Your mom was built for America, yo. That's why she had to leave Scotland. She
is the rawest form of that shit. And she loves the smoke. I remember once she retired and like the business was suffering a little bit.
I actually think we had just started hanging out at this point.
And she came back. Oh boy.
Came back like
this woman is a force, bro. Like,
yo, didn't she go to like another, like somebody was like stealing her shit or something like that, and then she like sat in on their class knowing they knew who she was or something like that, and she just sat there and didn't, it was something crazy. I don't remember the exact
Didn't
story.
say a word.
oh, she's a fucking savage, dude. Dude, I mean, like, once she's like in the game, I remember once my brother was playing soccer and the coach like put my brother in for like 1 minute of the game. My mom walked out during the game, stopped the game, and started talking to the coach.
Your mom is black.
Yo,
Bro, I'm like, your mom sounds like my mom.
Scottish people are black, bro. That's serious. We're tribal people. We
Like,
wear the
that's some
face
shit
paint
that
and
my
shit.
mom has done.
Yeah.
Like, when my
son.
coach wasn't playing me, she gets like, what the
So my mom, when I was young, my mom was on the fucking, I remember this vivid memory. We're on the bus going to, she was pregnant with my little brother. We're on like the regular bus going to school, and nobody would get up. And my mom just stood in the middle of the bus and she goes, cowards. You're all cowards. You call yourselves men? There's a pregnant woman on the bus and you can't stand up for her, huh? Cowards, all of yous. And this guy stood up. He goes, don't stand up now.
This is great.
Don't stand up now. I can handle it myself. Just know you're a fucking coward. Sit there, you coward.
I love it.
Bro, does not play. This woman would not play around, bro. Yo, she sent me the wildest text message. Did I tell you this?
That might be a bit.
Son, it might. Yo, y'all want to see how crazy my mom is?
Yeah.
This is how crazy my mom is.
That's good.
This is how crazy my mom is.
That was good.
Son, ready? This is 12:03 a.m., 12 midnight, Friday or Saturday. I'm about to walk on the stage in New York Comedy Club and perform. I get this text. Hi, my love. I'm drunk. Can you please tell me how many times in your life I've embarrassed you?
Oh.
Wait, it's very important to know the exact number of times and the deep degree of humiliation I've caused you. This is very important to me. Thank you. I go, none, absolutely none, Ma. Don't worry. She goes, none accepted. She's a wild lady, bro.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so I don't know.
That's where he gets it.
That's where she gets it, right? He's like, the apple didn't fall far at all.
I've done no wrong.
Complete lunatic. Yeah. Forgiven. You forgive me, I forgive me.
Oh my God.
But so she, so anyway, I had that call. I don't know. You're right. It's not something we can't.
It's years of trying to figure this fucking thing out, so chill. Finally get some traction. Chill.
Maybe.
Yeah, just hold it. Just hold it. Hold it. Just hold it. Yeah. At least let me use it for some of my.
Yeah, no, give it to us.
At least let us use it first, and then be like,
Or you know what? Drop it on Patreon.
Nah, fuck all that.
Maybe.
They're already getting enough free.
All right, that's fair. But I had to. All right, I don't know. I mean, my thing is just like share, and I think good things come from the sharing, and I think we've done a lot of that, and I think we've helped a lot of it. I don't think that there's ever a void in helping that. And it was funny. We were having a conversation with this kid outside the cellar, What was the kid?
Wait, the one who got kicked out?
No. With the titles. The subtitles.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah,
Nice
He
kid.
used to work at Hot 97. I met him back there.
And he was doing some subtitles for comics. And what was he saying exactly?
He was like, "Oh, I figured out the font that Comedy Central uses." And mind you, Comedy Central has designed their clips after Andrews. And he thinks like that's.
But he
the
thought
key.
the font was the key. He's like, I'm not telling anybody about the font. And it's like, buddy, we could do it in script. It don't matter. It's not about the font. But two things. One, it's cool to see people like trying to cultivate a competitive advantage. But it's also, the other part is like, if you're going to take or like be inspired by someone, give that inspiration. Don't hoard shit. Yeah. Like, it's good that you're sharing shit because you got it from us.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you got to pay it forward.
You got to pay for, and I think that we've done a lot of that. You know, there's a cool.
I'll say this though: if Alex is telling you to hold something, Alex has become my voice of reason pretty quickly.
Alex is good. You're right. Basically, it was a talk. I won't say what it was, but I had a good talk with YouTube, and there are some things that like my gut was telling me, and I think that it was right, and just about how the algorithm works, and like we basically got to the people who make the algorithm, and that was the most exciting part because once you talk to them,
that's like meeting the agent from the Matrix.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. That's exact. It's like you're conversing. No, it's the white
Agent
dude.
Smith. Yeah,
not even it's the white guy.
This is the architect.
Oh, the
architect.
Yes.
The
architect. Yeah.
So it's like when you're talking about the algorithm and potentially helping write the algorithm, because that's what I want the next step of this to be. Because I've noticed a flaw in the algorithm, and that is next level shit. That is, we're already in the Wild West of what's happening right now in entertainment, but to be like at the table curating how content is digested, like that's fucking, like I was having this phone call, I'm like, what is going on right now? Like what the like back 2 years ago, we're just by ourselves. I was literally by myself, and then Alex comes on board, and we're just putting up content on the internet, on YouTube and Instagram, and now we're talking to the fucking algorithm writers of YouTube. That's a fucking insane thing that happened.
That's fucking
Maybe
insane.
Patreon, I'll give a little more information, but if you think it's best to keep it.
Yeah, let's just hold it for a little
How about this? Afterwards, I'll tell you guys, and then maybe next episode,
Okay.
if you guys believe it's okay to just share, then we'll just give it away. But yeah. Okay, that's it. Maybe we should start. Maybe do another thing and then wrap it up. I know we got to give our dates and everything.
Do we want updates on the NBA China shit? Is that still worthy of news? Because we talked about it on Patreon. The NBA, Kaz's flagrant thought of the week on Patreon was, what was it? The NBA.
They were kind of pussy.
The
They looked real pussy.
Yo, China says shut up and dribble, and they were like, okay.
Yeah.
Literally what happened.
So Daryl Morey tweets this thing.
What a
the
fucking
NBA
bozo.
apologizes for his tweet. He apologizes for his tweet. The Rockets consider firing him. The China won't air any of the games that the NBA is playing over there on Chinese television.
Did you see the Lakers and Nets game over in China?
No one did.
Bro. No, I mean, like, it was like maybe 45% full. Like,
Yo, fuck
it's
China.
LeBron James and the Los Angeles
Real talk,
Lakers.
fuck China. But real talk.
China's, they have that big dick energy.
No,
they do have
not
big
for nothing.
energy,
I
even
low-key
though they don't
respect
have
it.
big
I know, even though
I
they
love
don't.
you.
I
As
respect that
anti-American as it sounds, I'm like, damn, they really told you to shut the
Son.
fuck up, and they were like, okay.
Real talk. This is why, listen, this is tough. This is why global politics is a different game. There's two takeaways that I got from this. One is the world is going to miss America when we're no longer in charge. This shit where everybody complains about stuff like that, and don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. We're out here stealing motherfuckers' oil. We're out here bodying countries and giving them all this crazy
Bombing
debt,
motherfuckers
etc.
with debt, yeah.
But you could tweet. When America's in charge, you get to tweet, you get basketball, you get to wear whatever you want.
You get
know what I
South
mean?
Park.
You get South Park, you get whatever movie. Like, somebody gonna have to be in charge, and the choice is America, Russia, China, and undoubtedly, if that's even a word, the best world that there is gonna be America.
The only reason
without
why-
a doubt.
You know why we're not going to win that, though? Because we owe China so much fucking money. We're in so much fucking debt to do this motherfucker. It don't matter.
When you got nuclear weapons, you don't owe nobody money. Come get it.
China
That's what I'm going to say. Come get it. We got an aircraft carrier right outside China. Come get it.
You want war with China?
Yo, China's way of
Pull up.
infiltrating America has been
Nah,
Pull up, son.
I'm telling you, the sleeper cells, man, in every
Yo,
city.
Al truly believes every Chinatown is
Telling
actually
you.
like a militia.
I'm telling you.
You don't think there's some sleeper cells?
There's
in
one dude
motherfuckers?
in China.
There gotta
there's-
be a few.
Son, why you call them sleeper cells? Because their eyes like that, bro? That's not fair, dog. Yo, that's how they look, dog. That's fucked up, Al.
real talk.
Wow, son. They awake.
You was sitting
They
on that for a
awake,
while. Oh,
dog.
goddamn.
Real talk.
Yo, would anything scare a city less than Chinatown uprising? We'd be like, sit the fuck down, man. I don't got time for your stupid shit. Keep your fish, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You say that now, so they don't pull out the nunchucks.
The way
It's like,
China,
No, you say that now until you need something to eat on Christmas. You know what I mean? You better, all right, my bad, son. Now we can work out an arrangement.
the way China is winning this is money. They're just they're making us dependent on their money.
So-
and that's a real fucking smart, insidious game to play.
Who invented that
It's just
game?
pimping. It's
Who
pimping.
literally invented that game? America invented that game. The consumption game. We're the biggest consumers in the world, and all these economies are reliant on our consumption. When America goes, we're going to sanction this company or country for what they did. You ever hear sanctions? That's all it is. We're going to restrict your economic movement and where you can put your money, who can do deals with you, etc. And other countries have to bow down to those restrictions because they need us to buy their goods. Now that China has this big middle class, they've become the biggest consumers, I think, or they're one of them.
I mean, they're doing it. You talked about this. You couldn't afford. You got priced out of a bunch of apartments because Chinese companies would just come buy all the apartments. They
Chinese, bro.
They're buying up everything. Like they're making us dependent on their business. And then what the fuck are we gonna do? I don't know politics, so this is a very rudimentary thing. I'm just thinking through.
Yep.
But like that when I was like, oh, everybody kowtows to China for the dollar for their
Everyone.
money.
Is
Everyone.
kowtow, what does that mean?
I think that's like bow down.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a Chinese city or some shit like that.
Sound like
That's how much they respect cows.
Son, Hindu out here, bro.
Yo, how horrified Akash was when she was milking my thumbs, bro. You seen how horrified?
I saw a single
How
tear
could you-
fall out of Akash.
Disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Could you desecrate a cow's udders that way?
Damn, I gotta get a Chinese chick.
You need to get on top of it. Get ahead of the game, bro. For real. It is an interesting time to be in.
But then since we talked about it, a reporter, first of all, Steve Kerr was like, I don't know much about the situation.
And then Trump
which is
bodied
fucking
him.
embarrassing. Trump bodied him, and then he was like, oh, he just went at me because I'm the shiny object. No, he went at you because
'Cause you're a
you'll
goofball.
talk shit
Yeah.
about him constantly, who talks about building a wall, and even before he was elected, that's all he had done, talk
Yeah.
about building a wall. Oh, you can't spread this hate speech. China bodying everybody. They don't give a fuck about lives, period.
Yo, they're
and you don't
literally
know about it.
putting Muslims in internment camps.
Yo,
The Uyghurs, or I don't know,
desecrating
Uyghurs?
mosques.
You would say that.
Son, I don't know exactly. Yeah, but they're like desecrating my. It's fucked up. Now listen, we knew this the whole time. We knew this. Here's my issue. I don't care. I don't expect, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I do not expect Black Americans to give a fuck about the Hong Kongese struggle, because I'll tell you one group that does not give a fuck about the Black American struggle.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kongese people. You know, when Black Lives Matter was popping off, there ain't no Hong Kong people going, yo, we got your back, we'll help you, this, that, the other. And I'll be frank with you, from my experience with my black friends, the Chinatowns have not been the most inviting place for black people. Okay?
Hurry up and buy.
Right. Now, y'all do be lingering. But
Where else you gonna go?
no, lingering is the name of the girl that works there. No. So the thing is with
Lingering. Sounds sexual.
No, it's actually Ling Ling. It just sounds like
lingering.
That's her full name.
So, but that being said, my issue is not we got to do something or have an opinion. Honestly, fuck them. It's not our business. Like real talk, because
The only reason why we care is because they make up 17% of the income in the NBA, and probably more than
17,
that.
yeah, 17, yeah. So, but the thing is, like, this is how goofy Americans are. It's like we always say, stop interfering with other people's problems, and then there's this shit over there, and it's like, how dare we not interfere with their problems? Like, figure it out, you pussies. You know. That being said, I don't think that we should give a fuck. I really, truly do not believe that we have to give a fuck. What I'm saying is, acknowledge that you are choosing not to give a fuck about a community or about a people in the world, and then don't be shocked when there are people in the world that don't give a fuck about you. It's that simple. Like people, and even when it happens in your own country, sometimes people don't give a fuck about other groups besides themselves, and that happens. And as fucked up as it is, it happens to be human nature.
Jay-Z said it best. There's a line where he says, "I want to take care of the world I know, but first I got to take care of the world I know." No, there's bigger problems in the world, I know.
But first I
got to
take care of the world I know. Like literally, I know my direct people.
Exactly. 100%. And that's kind of how I've always lived shit. Like I've never tried to pretend to be the most astute in everything that's going on in the world, because there's shit going on in my immediate world that I can probably have a controlling stake in to try and help and fix and do that type of shit. Like truly, if somebody asked me about what's going on in China, I kind of know. Yeah. Maybe. Is there anything I can really do about it?
No, I would like if this was openly the policy.
That's the thing. Like, it would be so much better if it was, because think about, like, there are so many people who want attention to their issues, for their issues, and they should want attention for their issues, right? But keep in mind, a guy who's like this staunch Trump supporter, like factory worker in Kansas. He don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter because it has nothing to do with him. So maybe he doesn't hate or like black people. It's just not part of his life. Just like how you don't give a fuck about his factory closing because it's not part of your life. Now, it's shocking to hear and take in, but that's the reality of humanity. We care about the people, like Jay-Z said, we know.
I mean, it's easier to it's a lot easier to act like you care.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot easier and a lot easier to stomach to be, well aware and well intentioned. But when it comes down to actual action and comes down to like things you can actually take care of, there's only so much you could really do. And to act like just being aware and knowing things is going to change anything that's going on in China. The fact, if LeBron James came down and had a whole fucking dissertation at a press conference about everything that's going on in China, is that going to change any fucking thing?
Not a single fucking thing.
Hey,
Nothing.
and then can I ask you this? If an NFL team signed Colin Kaepernick, is that going to change anything about police brutality?
Nope.
Honestly,
I'm just saying. I think you should play on a team. I just think by that logic.
I'll tell you this. I think
because you're kind of just giving them a pass on that, and then asking other people to
you got to remember
the
only reason why Colin Kaepernick knelt was just to bring awareness to it. Has he brought awareness to these issues? Yes, he has. So
LeBron could bring a lot of awareness to the issues.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick never said like, "Yo, if you sign me to an NFL team, cops will stop doing this." He was just saying like,
also you have to.
No. But your point is, LeBron doesn't have to say anything because what good is it going to do? It's not going to save anybody in China. NFL owners saying, you know what, Colin Kaepernick stood up for what was right, and I believe this is a horrible thing that is happening, and this is factual. He's right. I agree with Colin Kaepernick. But let's say by that same logic, if an NFL team was like, you know what, Colin Kaepernick said the right thing. This is a fucked up thing that's happening in America. I'm signing Colin Kaepernick. Same LeBron logic. Does that change anything about police brutality?
Doesn't change anything.
Probably not.
And here's the thing. But they don't want to ruffle feathers because they still need sweatshop workers to make their equality t-shirts. Like that's a wild thing, right?
And that's what we talk about with selective wokeness and kind of the fraudulence of it. If we accept this is what it is, LeBron cares about black people because LeBron black.
That's
great, cool. I care about brown people because I'm brown. Great, cool. I'm not going to give a fuck about y'all stuff.
I care about all y'all because I'm white and I have to. Very simple. I don't have a choice.
That's why it sucks to be y'all.
Yeah. You got to care about everybody. I got to care about the Uyghurs. I don't even know how to pronounce them. They got good food, though. The Uyghurs, they're like Muslim Chinese people. This weird spelling.
Yeah, the other thing that happened since we talked about on Patreon, they stopped the reporter from asking a question from CNN.
I saw that bitch was not having it, though.
They cut that shit off, and then she kept going. But they tried to and then people at Sixers games came with free Hong Kong signs, booted them out.
Now, I looked into those people. They were there to be booted out. They went there for that reason.
Did they do anything beyond the signs?
They were like yelling about some shit.
That's
and
what
like
protesters
they were like,
do. They go in there. They're willing to get arrested. Like before they even
wanted the attention.
Like, yo, we're
and the Sixers are so stupid that they actually gave them the attention. I would have let them sit there the whole fucking game.
Well, here's my question though: were they doing obnoxious things that you should boot out beyond having the sign?
I don't know exactly what it was, but it was more than just having the sign. maybe they were standing in people's way or that kind of shit. It was an organized.
To be fair,
thing.
there's a NBA code of conduct that you sign every time you buy a ticket.
Yes.
That tells you, hey, we have the right to kick you out for whatever if you have a sign that we feel like is, not with our value, whatever the fuck it
think
is.
they kicked out a Black Lives Matter sign?
100% no.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
no.
It's the world we know. Our league is 85%, high
We just want
80%
people
black.
to accept that.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
That's all we want. We just want to expose the hypocrisy. The only thing I dislike are not that I dislike. I dislike that. Put it this way, I dislike hypocrites that act like we aren't all them. Like, I'm okay being a hypocrite because I'm going to tell you to your face, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I care about certain things and I don't care about others, and I let the things that happen in the third world happen and act like they're not happening at all.
I'm not better than anybody.
I'm not better than nobody. I'm a piece of shit, just like everybody else is a piece of shit.
You can never let anybody down who didn't expect
That's
anything from you.
it. Simple as that. Look, I am fully aware of the privilege I have living in the first world, and I ignore all the fuck shit that lets that happen.
Yep.
100%. The motherfucker that gets up here and acts like he's not, now you make me feel like a piece of shit.
And that's why people are so giddy to watch your downfall. When you build your brand up to be these type of things, and then A plus B doesn't equal C one time, you'll be all over your ass, man. We've seen it happen.
The travesty and the biggest problem going on in my life right now is should I get tints on my car?
That was some baller shit you just said, Alex. I respect it,
I don't know
bro.
if I should do it because I don't want to get pulled over. But then it's like,
But if you don't get the tints on your car, you might get pulled over.
This is true.
Yeah, but it looks.
But it's not going to look fly.
Nobody
though.
thinks a black guy is driving a Tesla. No cop is seeing a Tesla and going, oh, there's a black guy in
Yeah,
it.
but when you see this black guy though,
True.
No, but they don't even assume it. Like,
You know
Teslas
something
are like
to
nerd
them-
cars, dude. Like, they're not ubiquitous with like
Like I'm getting pulled over in my Benz.
in a like a
Immediately.
Benz, black guy in Benz. You're
what
like,
color
yes.
is yours?
It's deep blue.
Because I had
I had a
gray
red one at first, and I got pulled over like a week into having it, and then I switched it.
So I got
to
the
blue.
gray specifically so I wouldn't get pulled over, and I wasn't getting pulled over that much. But
Yeah.
when I used to have a red car, I had a red.
Forget it.
And
Yeah.
an G35 was every week.
So I missed the one red light in my lower, and I had my red joint for a couple of weeks. Immediately got a ticket. Immediately got pulled over. I was like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah,
But
black
anyway.
plus red equals blue, huh?
All right,
What else
guys.
you got, yo?
I think that we got to get out of here. That's what we
Oh,
got.
shit. All
We're
right,
over 2
goddamn.
hours, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening.
dates?
I hope you enjoyed the. Yeah, we're gonna do that earlier. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you enjoyed Jessa. Go follow Jessa. Go check out Akash on tour. Check out his YouTube page. Check me out on tour. Check out what we got going on YouTube. Check Kaz Duce shows and all
Yes,
the
sir.
things that he's cooking up.
Yes,
Make sure you
sir.
check that out. You
Check
heard us talk
Ed
about
and
it earlier.
Spinnin'.
Check Ed and Spinnin'. You can find Ed and Spinnin'. at
TMI
all the-
podcast as well. Too much internet.
Oh
That's what it's
shit!
called. I hear
Eden
that
got
shit.
the podcast as well. Okay, make sure you check it out. We got a lot of cool things cooking, man. Very excited. Announcement coming up in the very near future. Cannot wait to share it with you guys. Can't say anything more about it then, but just it's yeah, man. We're building something. That's all I can say. We're building something. This has been Flagrant 2. Peace. Keep it tight.